And we have returned. I hope everyone can get back in real quick. I'm going to go ahead and start up Pathologic. I don't think I've even started it, so strap in, team. It can get a little loud in here. I really was not expecting it to be that little bit of... that little bit left of Resident Evil 0, that's for sure. I didn't think there was much left, but that was even short compared to what I thought was going to be left.
Traces of the supernatural reveal themselves more often than intelligent and reasonable men would prefer them to. Chimeras, worshipped by our ancestors centuries ago, crawl back into the light from ancient times. The directors of our fate rain ash down on us from the grey heavens. They conceal themselves beneath us, above us, and among us, staying hidden until we muster up the resolve to meet their malevolent gaze. Having been discovered, they appear in the flesh for a mere moment, and then they expire horribly, wreaking havoc on the world that they rightfully see as their toy.
Oh, this is some good stuff. Look at that. HD, remember, team, HD. I think that umbrella was actually in that kid's head. All right. Okay, that was a lot. Camera, field of view. Oh yeah, let's crank it all up. Like 90 is probably fine. Shadows, anti-aliasing, depth, bloom, no. Motion blur, no. Audio. I'm gonna turn this down just a bit. Oh, you know what else I'm gonna need to do though? I'm gonna change the audio setting. Hold on one second. Let me go back to this. I'm gonna change my audio setting. Yeah, I heard it has good reviews. But yeah, I heard it's very involved. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna adjust the audio so that it's actually pumping through my headphones for this. Oh wait, will that do both? Wait, can I do both? No, I cannot. Okay, I didn't think I could, but quit this. And then we're going to adjust the audio. Hold on one second. I don't know if... if this actually... if audio is going to be important or not, but I figure I might need three-directional audio for this one. And how loud is it? Does it sound okay? Always got to get the audio figured out for a new thing. Oh, we can go back to...
Allow me to remind you that an epidemic of unknown origin has already eradicated a few genuinely distinctive towns in the northern part of the country. The cause and circumstances of these tragic events remain uncertain. There is a lot
that we cannot explain. I'll turn it up.
It appears as though the plague has a mind of its own, as if it is driven by some irrepressible will. Why else has no one managed to fight it successfully? Why does it target the most precious aspects of our existence? The sand plague picks its victims fastidiously, and the same principle always draws it back to whoever tries to oppose it. Surprisingly, we've yet to hear a single word from the powers that be.
That's interesting that there is a different opening little quote. That's cool. All right, let's adjust the settings then. Okay, so you said it's a little quiet. All right. Just turn it up just a smidge. And here, I can turn it down because it's plenty loud for me. So if it's a little quiet for you, let's hopefully that's a little bit better. I mean, the numbers look good. The graphs over here I'm looking at. Let's see, controls. Mouse sensitivity seems good. Gamepad. Okay. Plague Finder. Jump, attack. Right mouse button is alt attack. Okay, I think we're good. So now the question becomes...
So, it's all about trickery to you? Wherever have you come from?
No. I detest trickery. But if we ourselves are to suffer deception, our hands are no longer tied. Where are we?
Well, the muscular contraction is there. Means we're already inside of him. This must be one of the ventricles, right here.
What a silly place. It's stuffed. So it's not real for now? I don't think it has started yet.
Does it matter what it's made of? It's definitely struggling. We need to perform sectio transversalis. Cut the wall. There's no other way out. What else is there to do?
I know what to do. Those who favor hard logic and direct action are bound to be misguided. Only a miracle can set us free without us having to destroy something. And I can do miracles. Just let me.
Will you please be quiet? You're a liar and a thief. Who is going to believe you when you keep lying to yourself? The truth is my shepherd. Whatever happens, I will find answers, and justice will be restored. I will perform the operation. Medica morbo adhibe.
Don't you go all bossy on me, clever clogs. You will act justly, but your justice will blind you and become his demise. This calls for the gentle hand of a surgeon. Step aside, both of you.
Your gentle hands are used to killing, not giving life. You will inevitably do harm. As for Brainy, he has no regard for casualties at all. Neither of you knows compassion.
Yes, it seems unlikely that we'll get along well, but there's only one truth.
Any choice is right as long as it's willed. That's the truth of the matter.
Only the heart will show you the right choice. Stop thinking about yourselves. Think of the sick. He's in pain. I can't see it yet, but I can feel it.
It's not even a trap. It's a grave. Subipsum funisumus. Can't say I hold a soft spot for it.
I can see that. You're full of hate. Stuffed or not, it's breathing. I can hear it. It can be healed rather than killed.
You mean you won't become a killer? But you will. Mark my word, that's exactly what will happen. But I can avoid it.
No, we won't ever get along. I suggest we be on our way. The sooner the better.
Off we go then?
Let's go. The clock is ticking.
Okay, a little introduction to the characters. Oh, I'm not done. I do need to turn that up, actually, just a bit. Let's turn it up to a 2 and see how that puts us. Well, I guess, a 1? Oh, okay. Yep, no, that was too much. As we have just kind of a spasm there. Give me just a sec. Let's try a 6. Okay, that's a little high, but that's better. Yeah, we'll shoot for maybe a little, like a 5. Yeah, let's try in there. Okay, that's pretty good. That's not too bad. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, they use real pictures for these people. Interesting choice. Bachelor, Hospic, and the Changeling. Bachelor or the... Okay, so that's an unlockable character. The history of humanity witnessed a number of catastrophes that have demonstrated without a shadow of a doubt the pettiness of human achievement and the triumph of the invincible evil. Outbreaks of infectious diseases that have from time to time wiped towns and cities off the map are undoubtedly among those. However smart and virtuous, the people caught in these destructive events have repeatedly come to the conclusion that it's no use trying to fight these circumstances. Best you can do is bite the bullet and cope with your losses. This is the story of a person who managed to work a miracle and defeat a seemingly unvanquishable foe. Okay. How do they call upon the Meku, the faithful of a warden ken? The faithful of a warden ken. Known by their hands, for they are butchers, known by their eyes, for they are surgeons. They who follow the lines, they who are the leaders of the ken, they who speak the Adrus, they who know the secret art of Harospi. What is a Harspec? Reading the future in the entrails. He knows that a body bears semblance to the universe. His scalpel follows the lines of the body. His steps follow the lines of his kin's fortune. A hospix that can tell a true line from a false one is entrusted with power. A hospix who is confused by his path gets buried into the deep black flesh of the earth. This is a story of a person who avoided the contradiction and eager to rip a doomed life apart, masterfully fulfilling his true purpose in the process. Okay, this is a lot. This is a story of a person who avoided the contradiction, eager to rip a doomed life apart. I think maybe start with the Bachelor, who seems like he's just a doctor, and then maybe we try the guy who does magic or some fortune telling. I think we'll just start with the Bachelor. That seems like the new person friendliest of these two.
Daniil Dankovsky, a Bachelor of Medicine, was brought here by circumstances most unfortunate. Dankovsky's life work, his theory challenging the existing notions of human mortality, is being harshly persecuted by the powers that be. Suddenly, a letter arrives from a colleague suggesting that there is previous undiscovered evidence which may support Dankovsky's claims. There is a settlement, the letter says, ruled by an extraordinary man who may well be seen as objective proof of Dankovsky's daring hypothesis. Grasping at straws of hope, Dankovsky decides to follow what he believes to be the sign of divine providence. Without further ado, he sets off for the settlement. Late at night, Bachelor arrives in the town. As he seeks room and board, he gets to know a girl called Eva Yan and stays at her place till dawn.
Ooh, frisky. I feel like right now I'm watching a very like a college attempt at an artistic film. Whoa, okay, random, like, Middle Eastern dancewear there. What was that? Loading the world. Ah, there we go. As of today, my mission remains obscure. The examination of Simon Kane, who is rumored to be a man of incredible longevity, may shake the very foundation of modern thaumatology and challenge the existent notions of death itself. However, even if this undying Leviathan proves to be more than a fairy tale, the mere confirmation of his existence won't suffice to prevent the powers that be from shutting our laboratory down. I need to figure out the most fruitful approach. Simon is a well-respected man, and if he mistakes my interest for ephemerity, it would be nigh impossible to convince him to help me break new ground in the field of human vitality. Okay, so maybe I might be reading a little too much into this, but it really, really, really sounds like we're playing Frankenstein, right? Like, not subtly either. Like, we're just playing Frankenstein. Like, from before the book. Today's quest, other tasks. Okay. Enter? Okay, enter. Day 1, by the end of which the bachelor finds himself battling a truly unvanquishable foe. Generic writing. Okay, shift is duck. Space is jump. We have no weapon. I is inventory. Oh, we do have a weapon. Weapons. Clothes. We have a pair of gloves. Drugs. Oh, whoops. Am I dropping that? Oh, okay. F is some kind of flashlight. And we lost the tubing, it looks like. Great. So we might have used it. Rations, water, a bottle spring water from one of the hidden springs, the Cathedral Stone Spring, the Spinayarn Square Yoel, or the spring of the laundry between the Steep and the Rotten Field. Water from the latter used to be sacred, but the locals are wary about drinking it due to proximity to burial grounds. What? There's a lot in this description of a bottle of water. Okay. What do we got? Alpha tablets, an outdated immunity booster, only useful in very large doses that cause serious health damage. Morphine, a universal opiate painkiller, has strong allergic, 15 seconds, and sedative, negative 23E effect. Used for heavy injuries, acute pain, and in preparation for surgery. Reduces fatigue and increases health when sleeping. The effect lasts for 10 hours. Murdarium, a painkiller, rather than a sleeping drought, restores a small amount of health. Good for restoring strength during sleep. Murdarium has a strong sedative effect and induces sleep even during excruciating pain. The effect lasts for 5 hours. Okay, that's a lot. Protective gloves, light gloves made of synthetic material that serves as a good repellent. Protects the hands from contact with infected surfaces and moderately against burns and grazing stabs. And a scalpel. A large cartilage scalpel can be used as a close combat weapon. Not very easy to handle, but very effective due to its sharpness. Deals the most damage when attacking from the front. Frequent uses causes it to dull quickly. Durability 50%. So it's probably already kind of dull. Alright. What's this? Okay, we don't have anything to look at yet. And I don't know what this is. It's not telling me. Oh, other. Something under other. Okay. Was that always there? Okay, yeah. What is this? Kerosene, used for refilling the lamp. Oh, okay. So that's just for my flashlight, basically. Bed. Okay. I assume just to sleep. Hunger, exhaustion, infection, immunity. Okay. So that's how we sleep. Oh, I guess we can put stuff in there. Well, I don't need this immunity booster, so just drop that in there for now. Since apparently it doesn't work unless I take so much of it actively hurts me. Okay, this is still a little high. Okay, that's a bit better. There we go. Let's go downstairs. Apparently this is the woman's house that we were staying with overnight. A lot of tapestry. Oh, there she is. Yeah, she's still in her weird dance wear. I could sleep in her bed.
My bedroom is warmer than this place.
Okay.
I had a feeling you would come.
Did the sounds from outside wake you up? There was a terrible groan, and then something snapped loudly? No, I heard nothing. I fell asleep so quickly I didn't even notice. It's like I fainted, so what sounds are you talking about? Oh, okay. Eva yawn. I think there are strangers in the backyard. By the pond. They are unlikely to be planning mischief, but I have a bad feeling about this. I'm afraid to go out to them. I hope they go away soon and stop disturbing our sleep. I'd like to thank you for your hospitality, for board and bed. Why do you think they aren't planning anything foul? Our population is so thin, crime is basically non-existent, especially here in the stone yard. Sometimes there are pranks, of course. Fights happen occasionally. People are young here, so they often go out at night, but we're a tight community. And now I hear unfamiliar speech. That's not a good sound. I'll go out and take a look, but I'm in a hurry. I must see this founding father of yours. Are you willing to trade the company of a fascinated woman for that of a dreadful old man, even if he is a sorcerer? That's so sad. But Simon won't go away. He has always been, he always will be, even if the moon were to fall to the ground. Please stay with me a little longer. Simon's a sorcerer. Did I hear you right? Is that a secret to his longevity? Honestly, I can't even imagine the hospitality here. But who was waiting for me? I didn't notify old Barack of my arrival. I'm not even sure what made me take off for this place. Wait, so is Simon a sorcerer? Are you in that much of a hurry? Do come round. The canes are asleep now. Take your knockabout coat off. Have a rest in my bed. Let me warm your hands. You are so anxious to see Simon, as though your life depends on it. My life, yes. Now that my laboratory is on the brink of destruction, my whole life's purpose depends on that remarkable man. If he has really managed to live that long, then his tissue will help me defeat death. Death? So that's the enemy you've chosen for yourself. Isn't it hard? I don't think anyone has managed to defeat that evil yet. Man's doctor defeated it on certain singular occasions. My enemy is more fearsome. It is death itself rather than a singular case of death. My enemy is inevitable. I am challenging the forces of nature. I don't understand. I can barely understand it myself. Could death only seem inevitable to us, but really to be nothing more than a whim of the will that had shaped this world? That is the question. So where is the key to my victory? Wow. Okay. Ship this with a question. So where is the key to my victory? It's not far. The Canes live at the Crucible on Bridge Square, but could I please offer you a piece of advice? Go on. Son has two younger brothers. The eldest of two, Gregory, is called the judge by the locals. Visit him first. He isn't asleep. He'll teach you how to speak with Simon. The youngest of the three is Victor. His daughter, Maria, also wanted to see you. It's probably important. Was it she who knew about my arrival beforehand? Yes. She told me about it privately. Talking to her is no simple task. Maria's the kind of person... She puts on airs, but that's just how the Canes are. It was Maria who told me that she would help you defeat death. That's the precise wording. What a coincidence. Alright, thank you for the advice. Go, and I'll prepare everything for your return. Do come back after you speak to the Canes. They will probably do a lot of things that will puzzle you and put you on guard. I will have some advice that may be of help to you, if you need it. Okay, I'll come back. I'm unlikely to stay here for long, Eva. I'll depart after speaking to Simon, with or without him. Okay, I'll come back. Oh, alright. Whoa. Was that it?
It's so quiet around
That ominous
now.
singing outside the window is gnawing at me. It could be singing at a time like this. Very little time has passed, but I feel hungry and exhausted again. I'll take a look when I go outside. I can't hear anything. I'll take a look when I go outside. Okay, so I do have a map. Simon Kane, mysterious man, the mysterious Maria. So I need to go talk to her first. This mansion called the Stillwater belongs to a single girl called Eva Yan. An accidental midnight encounter provided me with a lovely companion and temporary lodging. This is definitely weird. Very Twins Peaky to me. I guess I'll get ready to do some fighting. Yeah. About that. Fighting. Is there... There's a woman. Okay. Very bright considering it's supposed to be the middle of the night. Okay, what's this guy up to? Venerable Bachelor, please be so kind to linger for a minute. This conversation won't take much of your time, especially since time stops during dialogues. Feels like I'm watching a creepy short story instead of reading one, and I'm not, and not a creepypasta or whatever. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. As the person who has to control it, at any moment I feel like one of my monitors, some hand's gonna come out and try to stab me in the neck. This is Tragedian. At least during the important ones. And our dialogue is extremely important. You need to know how to play after all. I don't. Don't you? Who are you? A poor tragedian, if you please. A victim of circumstances, just like you. You are mistaken. I am the director. Person in charge of the situation. I'm not a random actor. You look more like a comedian. I don't have time to talk to you. Of course you aren't. You're a living, breathing man, as is evidenced from your condition and statuses. You experience hunger, thirst, and fatigue. You suffer from pain, wounds, and diseases. You're so lifelike. You have to eat, drink, sleep, and rest, and to make mistakes. The latter being the most definitive proof of my human nature, wouldn't you agree? If I may, I would like to point out just how important it is to keep an eye on your condition. If you get dizzy or unnaturally sluggish, do have it checked up. Vital processes tend to run faster during emergencies than in everyday life. I know a person who died of stress but was diagnosed with starvation. It happens. I can testify to that as a doctor. Need I remind a wise man like you of the fact that hunger is sated with food? Food can be found in shops. Shops can be found in ordinary houses that are marked with specific signs. Sleep, however, is more complicated. People only sleep in beds and only in private residences around here. I'm sorry, but that's just how our world is. Yes, the world is unjust. So I can't just sleep on the ground. I have to be in a bed inside someone's house. Okay? And quite silly, if you forgive me for saying so. Speaking of commerce, different shops sell similar items at different prices. Make sure you don't get cheated. People can be quite brazen around here. You can also barter with folks out in the street. Some things may be nothing more than trinkets to you, but others would be willing to part with their life's blood for them. Blood? Yes, blood. It's not my place to lecture you, but if, following your Hippocratic oath, you even ever consider easing someone's pain, feel free to just approach them with a suitable drug. You will see their pain receding before your very eyes. The sick fall asleep when close to recovery. When they're close to recovery, don't they? When they close to their ultimate rest. Still, helping the hopeless will grant you a good reputation. You will be seen as a benefactor willing to part with a precious sleeping draught or a painkiller for a simple bystander. Anything else? No, not yet. Buy then mask. Interesting. So they're just gonna throw the fact that this is a game right at my face. Okay. This learning module is not messing around. This is a thing. Here are the rules. Executioner. Holt, I'm gonna have to teach you about the technicalities of the setting, the time and the place. It's not essential, but that's just how it is. The actor has to be prepared before he goes on stage, or else he'll fall down the aisle, or stumble upon the prompt box. that would look mighty silly, wouldn't you agree? Who are you? An actor in a tragic mime show. That's unimportant. Will you listen to me or not? I'm listening. Time flies by. It cannot be stopped or turned back. Night follows day, which are then followed by nights. Things happen without any regard for whether you're there to witness them. Don't expect anyone to wait for you. Most events can be missed, and so it would make sense for you to visit the places that you care about regularly. You'll find that people will play major roles in your fate there. They stand out from the common folk. The rest are just a crowd shot, a background, a bunch of extras, as it has always been. Indeed, still, it's best to avoid hasty judgment. It's a paradox, you see. Don't try to care too much for the lives of these bound to stand out people, and don't be too dismissive of the silent crowd. Both extremes will end in tragedy. Why is that? This world cares for your reputation, a fine and crucial instrument. Your reputation changes the world you see, for it is a mirror, wouldn't you say? Or wouldn't you agree? And so a bad reputation can get you into a lot of trouble. For example, oh, need I describe? You've got vivid imagination. Everything changes. From a mystical aspect to mundane things like the people you need treating you badly. How many enemies you've got. How high the prices rise. How bad your dreams are. Lots of things. A sorry prospect. So how do I maintain my reputation? Sounds like you can fail quests if you wait around too long. Reminds me of Kingdom Come. Yeah, this is very interesting. Sorry prospect. So how do I maintain my reputation? Really? How's that even a question? What are you, an idiot? How did you get to an adult and not know what reputation is, you moron? Really, how is that even a question? Same as anywhere. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not betray, do not steal, do not covet, do not be a jerkbag, do not get caught. Do not get caught. The rules are the same everywhere. A truly selfless deed, like risking something for thy neighbor, or even a person who lives quite a far away, can help in a dire situation. I see. Really? Good for you then. As for me, I can't see anything in this mask. I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, don't get too worked up about human lives, and don't put too much stock into another's words, mine included. He who trusts everyone is acting to be deceived. Yet he who trusts no one is deluded. I know that from experience. Speaking of trust, where does Simon Kane reside? I'd be most thankful if you showed me the way. Okay. So the rules have been explained by these unique actors. Okay. What is that? What is this weird Blastoise, like, looking thing? What? Can I help you, fine gentlemen? Yeah, yeah. What do you want? This ain't your business. What is this creature? An Otagon, duh. That's what all of them cattle breeders look like. Crude and unshapely and unfinished, don't you know? Wherever you came from. An intruder, huh? It's you who are intruding. Yes, I'm a visitor in this town. Glad it's home to such creatures. Is he offended by that? What do you want? This ain't your business. Okay. Can I talk to you? The worm feels sick. Head packed, blood boiling, belly freezing. Let the worm warm up. Let him take a rest. Don't touch us. We're dangerous. Well, that's some stench, you animal. How on earth do you even live like that? Get lost. I'm even more dangerous. Okay, well, we were super rude to that guy. Oh, we could actually... Wait, can we go in water? Oh, we can. Okay, well, we probably don't want to, so we don't get... Oh, okay. So tab is how we bring up our fisticuffs. We got a punch. We got a left and a right hook. Block. How do I... Oh, there we go. And I have the scalpel. Okay, interesting. I feel like there should be a sprint button, though. Good morals and luck are great help in the merging a small community without resulting to violence. Personal standing can work wonders. Sorry, I can't be helped fixing my eyes on your outfit. Who's the Mad Tailor? What do you mean? I like our town. We're all one big family, but sometimes I get the feeling that we're all controlled by an unseen power. Our actions, but fiction. You are lucky. Okay. Anything I can help you with? No, thank you. Okay. I guess let's make our way over to where we need to be. I'm a little annoyed there's no sprint button, but... Well, actually, I guess I can double check. Use, jump, torch is F. Plague Finder is V. Attack. Sneak is left shift or right control. Reload is R. Inventory. Diary is Q. Okay, Q is good to know. Letters are L. Character status is P. List of the bond. Sheath or holster weapon is X. That is not the weapon. That is not the button we're using for that. Interesting that it says it's X, but it's actually tab. List of the bond is T. Okay, we don't have anything there. Yeah, X is not... Really seems to be taking a sledgehammer to the fourth wall. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't care. It does not care even a little bit. Didn't I turn that off? I guess not. Oh, okay, so the map updates in real time. Yeah, there's no sprint button. Okay. What's up? Anything I do for you? You can help me learn how to get around your town. Tell me about the town hall. What is the Terimity? Two massive buildings in the east part of Earth. The Terimity marks the district's border. Beyond there is only the Arbiter and then the steep itself. Why do not belong there? People do not belong there. Why? Well, they just don't. It's not a people place. But someone has to work there, right? Some folk do. The steep people, the butchers. That's way outside of your area of expertise, believe me. That was intriguing. I have a feeling you're not much of a talker. That's intriguing, my good man. They got a very intense British fog thing going on. I think it was this place, right? Yes. Keep an eye out for some of the signs. Looks like no one have words, not just images. Oh, you mean like... Oh, okay, man. I gotcha. So this is a nobody. This is a random person in the background. The warehouse is a district as well, right? It is, but there's not much to tell about it. It's just a two-path. The first path is where everything that the town exports is stored. A meat, sausage, ham, bone meal, and so on. The other one stores various hardware and also the manufactured goods that the regular train delivers. And how do I get there? That's in the knots. It's southeasternmost part, to be precise, to the east of the station. The meat warehouse houses are the ones closer to the station. The hardware ones are closer to the town. There's a railroad track running between them. Thank you. Just like none have words, just images. Okay, hold on. Keep an eye out for some of the signs. Looks like none have words, just images. Oh, okay. You're talking about like the butcher sign doesn't say butcher, but it'll have a piece of meat on it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was a bit confused there for a second. I was like, no one. I thought you meant like nobodies, like the random in the background people, as we were described to. Hello? Oh. Sword? Well, those are wood swords. I believe I was told to come meet you?
It came from below the ground. For many years, we were burying the bones wrong.
You resemble an adventurer rather than a doctor. Who are you? I am an adventurer. Appearances can be deceiving. How is it that you know me? I saw you in a dream. Don't flatter yourself. My desire has nothing to do with that. I simply saw you take us all by the throat. What else did you see in that dream? I tell you when I think I can trust you. I hope that happens soon.
Oh, Mother. Why can't you be here with us?
I have a lot to tell you, Bachelor Danowski, and I dare not until you meet my uncle Gregory. Otherwise, he'll rip my tongue out for disclosing a secret. Some strict morals your family has. They make much more sense than you might think. This is not a game, is it? For all that is holy, do speak to my uncle, and then come back to me. Otherwise, the excruciating anticipation will tear my heart to pieces. Alright, we cannot put your heart at stake now, can we? This is very strange. Alright, well. Also, no one is spelled that way. No one is spelled that way. What? Is that a drinking fountain? No. I was like, wait, why would they have a drinking fountain? Those didn't exist back then. Okay, I think her uncle's over here, right? Yeah. Okay. Gregory, I've come to talk about your self, about you. I need a blood sample, stool sample, urine sample. I need you to probably... I don't know about that painting. Just me, yeah, it's just me mixing up words, I guess.
In growing old, we become more foolish and more wise.
Okay.
I feel almost nothing.
Most venerable doctor, it is with great impotence that we have been expecting you. Do not delve into the minutia of your business. Minutia? Yeah. Wait. Yeah, minutia of your business with us, since our family is well acquainted with your scholarly work. We are also quite aware of the difficulties you were experiencing and well prepared to do our utmost to support you. It hurts me all the more to be the one to inform you that Simon, my consanguineous brother, the creator, keeper, and embodiment of all that surrounds us, has been murdered. Right when you show up. Yeah, strange. Doom it? Why did it happen to happen just before I arrived, right as I found the chance to prevail? Who did it? That is what we want to find out. With your help, Bachelor Danowski. What do you know? My brother was murdered last night under the strangest of circumstances. But for all the mystery surrounding his death, I'd rather eschew the notion that his departure was connected with whoever had visited Simon that evening. The visitor is a man of laudable rectitude and an old friend of the family. There are witnesses to testify that he and Simon did nothing but converse. That your brother could have died a natural death? It won't be easy for you to accept it as fact, but this fact is not subject to debate. My brother could under no circumstances have died a natural death. And you are implying that you can prove that. I will not waste our time explaining the entire situation to you, even if that helps me substantiate the claims that you are justified to see as extraordinary. My dear doctor, I cannot imagine what kind of inferral aptitude the killer of Simon Kane must have, but Simon could not have died a natural death, so murder is the only feasible explanation. I do not doubt that your brother could have fought death like no other, but there was not and could not have been an immortal man. What kind of help do you expect from me? Be that my mind is clouded by sorrow, but I cannot escape the feeling that your arrival was no coincidence. Your choice was made for you, my dear doctor. Let us not blame. Fate is fate for it. Isidore wrote to you without making us aware. He took a risk that would have displeased our family. Disgust. Really? Even though we were uncertain of when you would arrive, my brother was looking forward to meeting you. The tragedy may have been a consequence of the actions he took in preparation for your arrival. Someone has taken a powerful piece from the chessboard, a piece upon which your position here depended. It is doubly regrettable that Simon was playing on your side. So you assume the queen knew of the blow and sacrificed itself for a pawn? But why? My serious condolences to you. Is there anything else I can do to help? But why? To grant your victory over death. Was it not your ultimate aspiration to help you? Simon seems to have played a very dangerous game with fate itself. He went out of his way to provide you with a body of evidence. What did he do? It's no importance to me what exactly he did. He took another leap for the stars and paid a terrible price for it. I repeat, he was murdered. The subject of importance here is the identity of the murderer. Everything has gone to rack and ruin. I wish I could take vengeance upon the person who ripped the life from this man. Do you want to help us, Doctor? Find the murderer for us. My brother Victor, who is in the wing next door, would share some of his thoughts on the matter. Help us, and the reward will not disappoint you. Indeed, it seems that there are too many coincidences. Your brother's murder can just as well be called the murder of Bachelor Donosky. I will help you in every way I can. I need some time to get my act together. I suspect you are not aware that these developments render my whole life work null and void. Indeed. I'm convinced that there is any... Wait. I'm convinced that if there is anyone at all that can help us solve this puzzle, then it is you. The mission calls for someone as astute and inventive as yourself. If Isidore was an instrument of fate, then Simon's murder is a message that fate intended for you personally. Do not think I am inclined to blame you for that. I am not. Look for the murder. That is strange to say the least. How do you plan to look for the murderer? We'll take our measures. The only thing I expect from you is to be yourself. Do only what you think is required. Whatever you find out, whatever you do, whatever your day turns into, everything is included the solution of this puzzle. I repeat, everything that is happening here is happening on your account. Fine. I'm fine with your course of action. You have my sympathy. Okay, so Simon is dead. His brother Gregory is preparing to take the empty throne of the clan's leader. The Canes are obsessed with the idea of finding the murderer. They don't seem to be driven by rancor, but rather by the desire to uncover a mystery. Okay, the man of improper longevity is waiting for me here. I hope it's Mr. Okay. Oh, they give time updates on when these things occurred. That's actually amazing. Doctor to detective. Oh yeah. Bachelor Donosky can do it all. You give me a pair of tight pants, a short sleeve shirt, and 11 good men, and I can make any group into a champion baseball team. Wait, what? The mystery of Maria Victor. Okay. This is where Victor lives, the youngest of the three Kane brothers. He can tell me more about Simon's manner of death. Okay. Is there anything else?
So the
I need you,
subrosa
Doctor.
offered patronage to some changeling. Who is she?
I'm counting on you, Doctor. Which of the locals could help me? Whose words can be trusted? I don't know for how long you will have to remain here, Doctor. You are most welcome to be my guest, even though I won't try to keep you. While you are here, though, and especially since you're trying to find out the truth, it's my duty to offer you a piece of advice. I'd be most grateful for it. This remote place has a history of its own. There's not enough time to retell it to you, which is unfortunate since it's the background of the town that may possibly justify some local conventions that will most likely seem barbaric to an educated person like yourself. What traces did history leave in your society then? Not at all. There are 3 truths that rule this town. 3 origins, 3 ideas, if you like. For several generations, these 3 powers have been in conflict with each other. I expect none of them can exist without the other 2, yet each of them still strives to dominate. Each of them has its own voice, too. I've studied philosophy at the university and I take it far more seriously than some of my colleagues. However, I fail to see its usefulness at this time. Tell me more! These voices are the ruling families, the co-owners of the Bull Project, who have been ruling the town for almost 2 centuries. Each one of the truths they represent is screaming at the top of its lungs, and it's so doing traverses whatever value it carries. Travistates? Traverses. Travestice? This is too complicated. I don't see what this has to do with your brother's murder. Who are they? So much pathos. So all you wanted to inform me was the 3 contradictory versions. Who are they? First voice is the Subaros. The second is the Olgamiskis. And the third one is us, the Canes. We are the 3 heads of the one beast. Each of the clans will offer their own understanding of what is going on. Each of the 3 will use their own voice and the voices of their followers to lie and distort the truth. We cannot exist otherwise. However, in doing so, we will inadvertently reveal the entirety of the truth to anyone who would listen. So you suggest I believe you. So I am surrounded by lies. How exciting. Truth is my only idol. It's only for the truth that I will fight. Do not worry. I only trust proven facts. Words alone cannot carry no weight for me. I still believe no one. Perhaps I'm the only one of the 3 rulers that would ask you to disregard his very words. If nothing else, I hope it will win me your favor. At least I'm offering you honest advice. You should never trust any of us completely. Neither the Canes, nor the Olemiskis, nor the Subarus. Sincerity does indeed inspire trust. I do not trust anyone blindly. That goes against my principles. What am I supposed to do then? I do not trust blindly. Furthermore, each of us will try to paint a rather ungainly picture of the other 2. Most likely we will fill you in on the negative sides of each other faction and withhold anything that is good about them. That is inevitable. None of us will stoop to outright slander, so everything that will be said will most likely be true, but the truth will be one-sided and incomplete. Listen carefully to what we say and take it into account. Your words are a pleasant surprise, Judge. The stories of evil that the Canes have unleashed onto this world are partially true. Do not feel obliged to act in our favor. As you can see, I will stop before nothing to ensure an unbiased investigation. The lack of prejudice I want to instill in you is the one and only reason why I'm making a confession like this. I do not want my brother to have died in vain. I will take your words seriously. They'll paint each other as bad, but not outright lie, just leave out parts. Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, this is more of a fisticuffs?
Tell me what you want, and I will tell you who you are.
Okay, here's this. So time. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, day 1. A little hungry, a little exhaustion. Our immunity is good, health is good, reputation is good. Outfit, blow softening. Okay, and we have no armor. Okay. Of course, unless he's lying. Right, yeah. This is interesting that they're just like, yeah, we're just going to completely just obliterate the 4th wall with a Mack truck filled with lead, and it's just going to slam into your face, and we hope you figure it out, dingus. It's like, what? Look, we're just going to be up front. Everybody's lying. It's all terrible and bad, and it's just the worst. All right, well, I guess I'll go talk to what's-her-face. What this so far actually reminds me of is World of Darkness Bloodlines, I think is what it's called. I don't know, it's probably because it's kind of a similar engine and like graphic style, but even like the lying and contradictions and stuff really seem to mimic what's going on there.
What?
Now listen closely. The time for conclusion, secrets, and collusion, secrets, and alliances has come. I'm going to ask you something of you. I am not used to that. I'm used to holding the reins, but you are not harnessed, so it would be unacceptable to address you in this manner. I find solace in the fact that my request will be welcome with you, if it's the style of your venture. I'm not an adventurer. My job is not venture. I hope it never becomes one. Yes, you'd better be polite. I don't take kindly to orders. I'm a creature of liberty. My job is not venture. I hope it never becomes one. I apologize if my words come across as mangled and silly. I am truly not used to asking. But the nature of my request demands complete and selfless humility. Just imagine me begging and kneeling, and believe me, I do feel that way. I knew myself before a lady as charming as you. Wow, we can just go all in on Maria here. No need to kneel. What did you want to talk about? Today's death was the first, but it won't be the last. Simon has opened the score of irreplaceable victims. Soon their numbers will multiply. I beg you to preserve the lives of several people when the lines of their fortune cross yours. Before any of them dies, there will be a moment when you will be able to intervene. I know that for a fact. Who are these people? That doesn't matter. What was destined to happen will happen. You can be whatever you want to be, but not a coward choosing to hear no evil and run away from reality. I will give you a list of those I know of. These people are bound to you? Bound. What in the world's going on here? Are you trying to flirt with me? No, she's not trying to flirt with you, you idiot. I don't know. Like the weird, like, grimace? Like she's annoyed to be talking with someone below her, or like I'm walking around with like dog dookie on my pants and it smells terrible and she just can't hold her like face anymore. I don't know. Bound? They're in a tight spring of power within each of these people. There is a tight spring of power within each of them can break the routine of human existence and become something greater. They're standing on the verge of their humanity, gazing into the realm where they serve a different, higher purpose, without even knowing it. Moreover, they are bound to make the leap in one way or another. That's why we call them simply the Bound. What you said agrees with them or not? Oh, I guess that could be it. So she was happy that I asked about Bound, one system where from the Elder Scrolls module. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, the weird. Oh my lord. Well, you could have had one of either of your two freaking fourth wall breaking characters mention that there might be a face recognition system in this, but all right. Over there, bound to make the leap in one way or another. That's why we call them simply the Bound. But how is their fate bound to mine? Did you say my victory depended on them? How? When and how are these people supposed to die? But how is their fates? She didn't apparently like that too much. I don't know. I'm not a mistress yet. The future is not as clear to me as I would prefer, but I feel their presence. I can already distinguish a dubious guess from the pulse of the precise knowledge of devoid of words and images. These people are bound to you. Your lives are connected. I would have asked you to take care of them otherwise. I wouldn't have asked you to take care of them otherwise. That's with your head. Are you clairvoyant or something? Yes. You haven't been told, have you? It didn't even cross my mind that someone may be unaware of my abilities. No one here dares doubt them, for they are evident. Yes, the mistress of everything, every ruling house possesses special abilities. I'm learning to see the future and transform the present. This fact offers your words a different degree of authenticity. Forgive me, but I do not believe in this type of phenomenons. Oh, okay. She likes that I believe her. Will you comply with my request? Will you save the lives of the people I name to you, and answer me before going back to Eva? All right. If it is truly within my power, I'll do my best to save their lives. Yeah, I think you're right. It is that kind of system. How do you know that Eva had asked me to come back? Yeah. I'm super staring at this dialogue. I didn't even realize that was going on up there. That's a good catch. Much appreciated. Maybe it asked me to come back? No, Maria. I need to go back to the capital as soon as possible. I always follow my principles. It doesn't matter which lines of fortune cross. There'll be no exceptions. How do you know that Eva had asked me to come back? No change. I know Eva. She wants to safeguard you from my nocturnal intrigues, doesn't she? She strives to touch the mysteries of our family, to learn the game we're playing. Well, talk to her. Perhaps you two will manage to uncover some bits and pieces of the Kane's dark conspiracy against humanity. But you haven't given me an answer. What will you be? I will do as you ask, Maria. My mother bids me to. And you're better off not giving me cheek. You won't like me when I'm angry. No, I don't want to. Bind myself with an unnecessary promise. I will do as you ask, Maria. My honor bids me to. And don't be better off And you'd be better off not giving me cheek. You won't like me when I'm angry. Both of these are gonna upset her, I think. Oh, there we go. Whatever happens, these people must live. Their fates are bound to mine. May well hold the keys to my victory in their hands. Gregory Kane, Victor Kane, Andre, Peter, Maria herself, Eva, Mark Immortal. Okay. Noted. Yeah, Mark's really leaning into that picture they took of him. He definitely looks like a character. Also, I don't know about...
Why can't I move on my own?
Okay, that's a line. Also, I don't know about this dress. At least
there's more life in me that can be lived.
I'm gonna leave now. You're saying the things you're saying are getting odder and odder, and I don't appreciate it. Okay. Oh, come on, you two. Yeah, dress has some questionable spots on them. Yeah. What do you two want now? There's something in particular we feel the urge to warn you about. When you speak to the bond, please choose your words carefully. Do not worry, you will easily be able to make out what kind of a person is standing before you, an observant man that you are. So use that skill when dealing with the bond. Some of them are indeed worth insulating, whereas others need to be treated with utmost respect. Wait, some of them are indeed worth insulting, whereas others need to be treated with utmost respect. If I ever engage in conversation with someone, it won't be for personal gain. Each conversation will bring you a small profit, depending on the outcome, of course. How small a profit? A handful of money. It's not a dialogue fee, don't get me wrong. Never refuse to take small sums of money from the bond. That would not belittle you in any fashion, but would rather demonstrate that you appreciate the local customs. Okay, all right, I'll keep local custom. Wait, how so? It's a symbolic Godspeed. The heftier the sum, the better your luck is supposed to become. So conversations get more profitable as your reputation goes up. Esteemed bachelor. What? Hold on a second. Is this being telling me that if I succeed at talking to people good, I get money? Is that what I'm being told? That if I make people happy, they just give me money? This is bonkers. Yeah, literally a silver tongue. Okay, I see. Okay, Doc, what do you got to tell me? Like, okay, so I gotta say, as weird as this is, I'm actually loving it. Like, this is like some of the most bonkers, like, this almost feels like something like one of my buddies would run as a D&D or like World of Darkness tabletop RPG thing. The town is small and rather unexpected, isn't it? But there are all kinds of people here. The simple folk and the more remarkable ones. The former will tell you more than they know. The latter know way more than they're ever going to let out. Keep a close eye on them. Your victory depends on it. Tons of people here. The simple folk and the more remarkable ones. And whose are the remarkable ones? There are 20-something of them, easily distinguished by their lodging or their presence. They're called many names. The Bound, the Fated, the Herents, the Gobos, Tangler, the Town's Circle. Simon preferred their company to any other. Is that a sect or something? Like, why? Because it is that they will decide on the fate of this town. Don't be distracted by the fact that some of them look insignificant or disputable. They will earn their worth. You just give them time. They're the most important joints of the town. Why are you telling me all this? Each day, one of them will try death by the tooth. Each will put their life at risk, and each one that dies is important. Some of them may take the keys to victory to the grave. Mind that the keys are yours, while the grave is theirs. Others will do the opposite. Don't waste your chance to condone someone who may get in your way. How do you know what is helpful and what gets in the way? I guess we have, 20-something suspects, like, it's in the way. Okay, all right. Dropping you more hints would be cheating. Shutting up now. Allow me to conclude then. Each bound you save will influence the final of your adventure. Each of them has their own goals and motives. It may so happen that those who seek a different ending survive, and then, well, you've been warned. Okay, I'll take that into account, and we'll be careful. Anything for anyone until I get to the bottom of what's going on here. Okay, I'll take that into account, and we'll be careful. Yeah, this is basically the DM. These two are basically the DM explaining to you what's going on and how their world works, so that you don't do something stupid. The mysterious Maria, Victor Kane's daughter, has been explaining my episode days. She seems to know more about them than Victor lives. Okay, so I need to go talk to Victor now. This is some bonkers nonsense, by the way. This is... Yeah, I got 3 cents from that conversation. Alright, well, let's go talk to Victor. I don't know what that is, actually. But I guess this isn't a crouch, it's a sneak mode. It's a person, like, jumping. Interesting. Ah, Victor. You kind of look like you're gonna turn into a zombie. Or like Solomon Grundy in, like, soon.
I fear that Simon's death is a symbolic event.
Victor Kane, the famous Dr. Danowski. Your arrival is a great honor for us. Victor Kane at your service. Donnie Danowski at yours. I foresee that the thing that have become ordinary for us will probably make you feel uncomfortable and disturbed. I'd like to compensate for that impression. You know, our small community has fallen out of the loop. Time leaves us behind. What do you mean? I mean the traditions, games that we play with passion will most likely be of no interest to you. We meet here may seem eccentric, naive, or even somewhat deranged. Please take it easy on us. Don't judge us too strictly. I will do my best not to disappoint you. I hope we will be able to work in the atmosphere of mutual trust.
Who is it walking upstairs?
How can I help you? He told me everything, which is to say he told me very little, but it was enough to astound me. It means that you can provide a more detailed account. Yeah, Gregory talked to me, so you have agreed to help us. I have. May I ask why? The killer's goals seem to align astonishingly well with the goals of those who have been waging war against my work for years. We share a tragedy. I want to exact vengeance upon the one that robbed me and my work of the future. I want to solve a puzzle. I even like having so little information. To challenge my intellect. We share a tragedy. I'm prepared to answer any questions you have. When was Simon last seen? He sent Isidore home. Then, an hour later, he came to this hall to see us. He announced his plans to withdraw to the focus and receive no one. Told us not to approach the focus and to fast for a week, partaking of neither meat nor water. Then, in the morning, he was found dead. Why no meat or water? Our explanation is that he wanted to be mourned beforehand, as is the custom with local people. This is very like him. Our explanation is that he wanted to be mourned beforehand? So wait, he knew he was going to die then? So he knew in advance that he would die. I think between me and you that this is precisely what my brother Gregory fears. I can say nothing more about that. How was the body discovered? The servant discovered him in the morning. The room had been ransacked. Everything that was breakable had been broken. His disfigured, contorted body bore signs of terrible suffering. His neck was twisted, his spine broken, I think. No one has touched the body. It is currently inside the focus and will remain there for the prescribed amount of time. What's this focus place? It's hard to explain. It's his study, if you will. Extraordinary space creative laboratory. An extraordinarily spacious creative laboratory. Almost perfectly sealed off, except for the door that was visible at the time, metaphorically speaking. I don't understand. It's like an equation or a mirror puzzle. Anyway, the murderer could not have been hiding there. Take my word for it. Wait. Is he saying that this guy has a pocket dimension lab? Like, oh my, okay. This is getting, team, I'm gonna get in close. This is getting real weird. Well, Simon did get in there, Simon did get in there somehow. He can perform a far more impressive feats. There's a reason why the whole town revered him. Alright, so how can I help? Tell me honestly, dear Victor, did Simon exist at all? Alright, so how can I help you? Just took a look around. Trust your intuition. Do whatever you like. Speak to whoever you feel the need to. Look for the murderer, doctor, and you will find them. Keep looking till the last breath. I'm sure your rational thinking will help you. So, Isidore is the only lead. How can I find him? Alright, who among the townsfolk can help me with this? Alright, who among the townsfolk can help me with this? My daughter will advise you better there. Her name is Maria. For several days she has been observed with some design that is somehow related to your rival. Yes, don't be surprised. She knew beforehand that you were coming. I'm not surprised. Really, that's good. Anyway, Maria believes that several bound people will play a special role in your fate. Before you leave this place, of course, perhaps it is them you should ask for help first. First, I'll seek help from my dear colleague, Isidore Burka, where does he live? I'll look for the murderer myself using my intuition. I don't need anyone's help with this. First, I'll seek my dear colleague. I'll show you, but you must be careful. Simon's murderer, whoever they are, could not be an ordinary person. I can't imagine them even being a person. I fear it could only be fate wearing the disguise of a mysterious monster. I will be careful. Okay, so here we got the town. Okay, so this has got to be the whole town. What is this? What? Okay. Wait, where's the railroad? Okay, this is the railroad, I'm guessing? Okay, so there's the railroad. I guess this is the two... Oh, Oh, okay, so... The lump. Oh, whoops. I have another room. Anything else?
It is far easier to be wise for others than to be...
Okay, so... I guess we just go and start... We gotta go find this guy and talk to him and see what he knows. He seems to be some sort of additional... Ah, he's over here. Okay. Okay, so what other buildings? The cathedral... The wind claws of this house are bricked in. The railway station. The Castle of the Soul and a Halves. The warehouse where the urchins under Chieftain Naughton reside. Bad Griff's Lair. Reuben's Prosectorium. The Lump. The Olmowski's Mansion, home to the Big Vlad and Capella. The Town Hall. And then Pub. And Will Williams and Angela's house. Aspides Hospice. Interesting that most of the regular buildings aren't interactable, but for some reason the factory is. Grace's Lodge. Okay, so most of these other buildings I'm guessing are out of play then. Well, here's the Subarov's place. Yula Wawacheva's house. We don't know who that is yet. The shelter. Laura Rovel's house. Sticky's house. Hey, Sticky! The Arbitora. Their first block of the Termitary. Okay. The windows of this house are bricked in. What I'm not seeing, oddly enough, is like butcher shops and stuff. It's like only story relevant buildings, which is interesting. All right. Okay, let's get out of here, I guess. Oh, those guys didn't show up again. So this is the cathedral. What I wouldn't give for a sprint button, though. What is that? What is this? What? Okay, yeah, nope. All right, team. We just earned 3 cents, apparently. I think that's what that is, right? Yeah, that's our money. So we just earned another 3 cents. Okay, so I want a gun and a sword and some armor, like right away. Okay, what is this? Oh, here. So it looks like we just randomly get money? All right. Look at this fine gentleman. Okay. So, okay, this looks like this is me on this side. And what is this? A needle. A large sewing needle. Such needle may be of interest to children because local tradition prohibits them from owning any sharp objects. And kerosene. Kerosene used for filling the lamp. Question. Where are the clothes? Okay, apparently you do not in fact sell the clothes that is on the sign. I get, yeah, maybe that's what it is they're giving me a small amount of money for finding new important locations. Okay, and the mask guys are gone. That's good, I guess. Oh, wait, does that pop up on my map? Oh, okay, so these light-colored ones are shops and stuff. It just won't tell me what kind of shop. Interesting. Okay. The polyhedron. Yeah, the sign is completely a lie. What? Alright, so I guess we gotta go over here. That's where Aaron lives, the man that had bought me to this remote place. He is the last person that saw Simon Kane alive. I guess we'll head this way and see what like, maybe some of these buildings are? I would like to get a gun. I may be a doctor, but that doesn't mean I don't want to be able to, like, gat a fool if they get up in my business. Reality-defying structure, and your guy just accepts it. Yeah. Yeah, we are... Whoops. This house actually looks different? No, it's locked. Okay. Oh, you're a new person. Who are you? Anything I do for you? Jolly, have you helped me know when I get around town? Tell me about the town hall. What is the Termitary? 2 massive buildings in the eastern part of Earth. It marks the district's border. Beyond that, there's only the Arbitora, and then the state itself. People do not belong there. I see. Wait, that's what this thing is, right? The first block of the Termitary. It's the edge of the world. Oh, this is super weird. All right, so let's keep moving. Yeah, our doctor is a very knowledgeable person. My current headcanon is that we are literally playing Victor Frankenstein before he you look like you got something to say, kiddo. We all know about you. Aren't you a lively gal? Shall we barter, perhaps? What are you so happy? What's up? What's up? Yo! No, I don't think so. I know about you, too. What are you so happy about, girl? We've almost caught the unseen cat. Want to come see her? Tower, the works. No, I'm allergic to cats, definitely. Where did you find such a cat? It's the famous pale cat. Her eyes are like translucent emeralds. Her fur is gray, and her body is completely transparent. I would never go near such a fright. So what? Can you see its bowels too? The light passes right through her. It's very pretty. But most importantly, she's invisible in the dark, and rodents can't hear her. That's how light her step is. She belongs to the pale obtuse. To the what obtuse? It's no use. I know you won't believe me anyways. Just come over and see the cat for yourself when it gets dark. It's by the 12th warehouse. The password is heck froze over. I'll do my best not to forget this intricate phrase. Okay. Interesting. Is this another kid? What's up, kid? Hey you, don't you mess with us. We know a thing or two about life. Smarter lad, I have a lot of curious things. Why are you so bristled up? Tell me about the hindquarters. Oh yeah, tell me about the polyhedron. That's where the youngest Cain, Casper, styled Khan, has fortified. There are more than 1,000 children up there now. Almost every child in the town went to the polyhedron, except for urchins, orphans, and bold daredevils like me. What? That's where the youngest Cain, Casper, styled Khan, has fortified. There are more than 1,000 children up there now. Almost every child in town went to the polyhedron, except for urchins, orphans, and bold daredevils like me. Are you trying to tell me they live there? Well, the older ones do. The younger kids just come by to play. But yesterday, everyone who's older than 3 and younger than 15 had a huge gathering there. They're hiding. From the parents? From fate, Bachelor. From fate, yeah. Good for them. What? What is going on? Okay, like, hold on. Hold on a second. We just had a, wait, what? I don't know what's happening. I need a gun. I need several guns. A sword. And I need backup, team. Wasn't there a sign on this building? Well, maybe it's this door? Oh, it's this door. Is this a... Oh, okay, it is a restaurant. Or, I guess a shop. Yo, what do you sell? Oh, okay, you've actually got some stuff. What do we got? Cracker, a piece of dried bread, not very nutritious, but can be stored for a while. The town doesn't have a bakery. The townsfolk bake their own bread. All the daughters of the Terramatory make unleavened cakes. Lately, there hasn't been any fresh bread because of flour shortages. An egg, a fresh quill egg, very nutritious, especially good for an organism weakened by a serious illness. Chickens and chicken eggs are becoming rare nowadays, so the townspeople are eating quill eggs. 165 bucks. Vegetables, preserved vegetables. The jars are, as you can see, not labeled. At the warehouse, the jars were packed together in crates, preventing a mix-up. But this is stolen goods. The jar could contain tomatoes, young onion bulbs, peppers, or beans, all good for one's health in different measures. Milk, a bottle of cow's milk. Be careful with this product. Milk is very good for one's health, but its origin means there is always a big risk. Women say that recently cows have been producing a clear ichor, and dark clots have been found in steamed milk. Farm animals cannot be trusted these days. What? Dried meat. This meat was cooked 3 weeks ago. The risk of being infected is negligible, but it still is the meat of a steppe animal. Large shipments of dried meat have been prepared for transportation to the regional center and await the arrival of the freight train at the beef warehouse. The risk of being infected is negligible. Okay. Fresh fish. The fish was caught today or yesterday. This indicates there is still live fish in the river, which inspires hope. It contains a lot of phosphorus and other useful nutrients. It's only that consumption of fish stimulates the brain significantly. Fresh meat. The meat of an animal slaughtered hours ago. Nobody knows where this came from. The situation in the arbiter is unknown. Its innards are closed off to common people, and any contact with the termitary is temporarily cut off. In any case, fresh meat is nutritious and tasty if properly cooked. Okay. Do you think whatever time period this is allows the owning of like an RPG? Because the more I keep hearing about this place, the more I think I'm going to need an RPG. All right, I guess I will take some dried meat, sir. Oh, okay, this tells me how much I need to spend. Okay. Okay, I bought the dried meat. Cool. And I guess that's fine. I'll just take that for now. Okay. Thank you, good sir. Rations. Okay. I'm a little tired and a little hungry. Let's just eat this. Okay, that reset my hunger. Great. And that wasn't really that expensive, I don't think. Yeah, I really... No, come on. What do you want? I'm just crying for my poor children. How are my dearest doing? Is everything all right? Oh, a woman's share is hard. Would you kindly mend my clothes? What? You've got a curious town here. I never expected to see something like this in such a remote place. Man shares harder, everything. You've got a curious town here. Everyone's tired of the endless construction work. We want some quiet. Is there a lot of construction going on? Doesn't it have a positive side? An endless battle. You only dream of peace. Is there a lot of construction going on? Not a lot, but I cannot shrug away the feeling that the world is changing all too quickly. The rulers invite architects from the capital, and they turn everything upside down. It's fun for the children, but a torment to us. Sorry to hear that. A tidy little town. I haven't seen something like this for a long time. Okay. Right. Got 9 cents. Okay. Wait. Where am I? Oh, here I am. Here I am. Okay. I guess we'll just keep going straight for the moment. And find out what is up at these other 2 places. So we found a clothes shop that doesn't sell clothes. It just sells literally a needle, which I guess we could barter to some of these kids. What's up? I think about you too. All about you too. Ah, we found the doctor's office, and we got a single red cent right there. Tell me that you don't ask random women to fix your... You know, that was not a tradition handed down by my forefathers. About the asking random women, strange women on the street to fix my clothes. Are these just things of blood? Is that what's going on? Is this just a vampire town? Okay, what do we got? Oh, this was the thing we lost earlier. A tourniquet. A rubber tourniquet facilitates health recovery after a traumatic injury. Stops bleeding and immobilizes damaged tissue. Only used in very large doses that cause serious health damage. And a more painkiller. Okay, let's take 2 of these and another 1 of these. Thank you. That's it. Okay, now we're getting a little lower on cash. Alright, so that was... That's the doctor's office. That's the butcher. I didn't see what this was, but Ika pointed something out. And this was the clothes shop, I think, that didn't have clothes. You're gonna go AFK, good luck. Okay, thanks, Ika. Okay, so we'll just go this way and figure out what... The Tremel. Okay, we'll go over this way and figure out what this place is, I guess. Okay, well, there's the Tremel. This way, right? No, I need to stay to the left. Oh, it's another clothing place. Okay. Oh, this one actually has something else. What is this? Drapery, a piece of light fabric, a sheet, a tablecloth, or a cotton curtain used for moving around in affected areas in order to prevent accidental tactile contact with infected particles and surfaces. As a single-use item, it usually thrown away before entering a building. Price 30. I guess we'll take one of these? Okay, well, I guess we have a one-time use doctor's jacket, basically. And we'll go down and see what this one is by the town hall, and then we'll head this way. Like, I feel like there's definitely something weirder going on here in the background. These structures don't look like something that would just be paid to be constructed for no apparent reason. Okay, this is another butcher shop. Oh, this one's shaped the same too. Okay. Oh, what's this? Dried fish. The river has produced quite a few unpleasant surprises recently. Could this indicate a mass dying off of fish? Hundreds of dead fish have washed up during the past week. The banks are covered in scales. This has made the people wary of eating fresh fish, and they are now preferred preserved fish like this one. Lemon. Citrus medica, a common lemon. They are shipped to the region via the Southwestern Railroad. A highly valuable fruit, provides a rich supply of vitamins and reduces fatigue, but increases hunger. Increases immunity by a negligible amount. Lemons are considered a rarity in the region. 165. Fresh fish, 330. Okay. Interesting. What is this? Well, there's the narrator guy. And a bunch of bloody handprint art. Okay, I need to go back the way the round I came to go to the bridge. Up here and to kind of to the right. Oh, it's the same woman. We got 9 cents. There's another smaller child. It's like a playground over here. It's like a wrought iron playground. That's a little weird. What's up? I'm glad you helped me learn to... Oh, thank you. 2 cents. Is this a church? Oh, it's the mansion of the... Okay, so that's why it's so big. Is it's the rich family's mansion. It should just be right over here, right? Oh, okay, so you don't even have to hit map again. 1, 2, 3. Third building. This guy's got like a zombie walk going on. Well, how ferocious Mother Nature is, for 'tis her wrath that has to be withstood. Oh, friend, if only I could wet my whistle, I'd gladly give you anything on earth in exchange for a gulp of chilly spring water. How about we barter? You'll have water and I'll have bandages. 1 water. Bandages. An elastic antiseptic bandage facilitates recovery after a traumatic injury. Closes and disinfects the wound, preventing inflammation. Okay. Well, do you want it or not? Trade? No, I want the bandage. What? Is he not gonna give me the bandage? What? Is this a bug? What is... Yeah, he just stole my water. I gave him water and he did not give me the bandage. Alright, I guess he just lied to me. Or robbed me or something? Yeah, I think this is the guy's house. No? Oh, it's one more over. Okay. Or not? Oh, is it back here? I realized it was behind a fence. Wait, how do I... Wait, what? Peter Smathen's studio. Sticky's house. I guess, yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to go around. Interesting. Well, we've already been robbed. Like, non-aggressively, but we were robbed. Because he wanted water, and I'd say trying to trade us bandages, but he wouldn't actually give us the bandage. What's special about it, although the case and lid seem to be made of low-grade silver. Empty bottle. Can be filled with spring water. The water is high demand among the townsfolk, especially the drunkard, because it's good for quenching thirst. The water in the drinking fountains and water pumps comes from the town springs. While water barrels carry water from the spring of... Okay. Cool. Yeah, just grab some empty bottles and get good water. Oh. Here we go. Oh, I guess there's nothing in here. Where's this guy's front door? Oh, what is this? Ah, now I have... Okay, sweet. Now I have 2 things of water from this... These come from... Wait, what? What is that? Bone necklace. A beautiful necklace carved from the bone that does not resemble bullhorn, but rather mammoth or elephant tusk, smooth and heavy. A prominent example of a primitive art. I guess I just found this on the floor? What? Okay, where is the front of this guy's house? Or the door, at least. Oh, here we go. Okay. Apparently it's currently being guarded by twins? A foul murder occurred here this night. No authorized access allowed. Inspecting the crime scene is strictly forbidden until further notice. Who was killed? Well, you're not a local, sir. You're not unlikely to understand the loss suffered. Isidore Burka. A great surgeon, a benefactor to us all, and an all-around skilled doc. An outstanding man, beloved and well-respected by us locals. Does it really always have to take the very best? What a foul time to live in. I knew him. I'm a doctor, too. The very best? What do you mean? Well, who would have the heart to attack such a man? If you asked me yesterday, I'd have told you no one would dare inflict such an ugly wound on this town. But if there is someone, it has to just be one. It has to be just that, someone. Although it looks fishy, if you ask me, that thing was no man. That's what I think. Explain yourself. See, this murderous deal is all mysterious. Then there was a talon stuck in the victim's chest. Go ahead. Bend your arm at the elbow, good sir. Yeah, like that. There you go. That's how long it was. It broke off. There was dust on the floor, for the deceased had been a renowned step walker, and the dust was all covered in footsteps and like a trace of sharp bone, I guess. And if someone was using a walking stick around there, I'm telling you, it's her. The Shebanak Adir, the clay man-eater. Alright, enough of this. Is this a person of simpler mind assigned to work with the case? I want to inspect the building. We've been assigned to this post by Alexander, the head of the Suburbio family. His house is in decline right now, but it's still powerful and very much respected. For it is they that have been responsible for maintaining worldly order and public safety in the town since olden days. Please kindly address your concerns to him. There's their rod. You just take the road up there and get to the Cape. As for me, I'm not authorized to let you in. You should have said so from the start. Same thing with you. Look, this is no place for you, sir. Could you kindly leave? The place is villainous and times are rough. What if some thug or cutthroat comes after you? I can't protect everyone. No, I'm doing my job, you do yours. Okay. So the guy we were... Okay, that's actually weird. So the guy who asked us to come here died, was murdered apparently by what appears to be a creature. And then the person we came here to talk to was also killed last night. And they're burning a woman at the stake. Fantastic. What, a tree root? Or the kid? Oh no, that's just random people. That guy's got a knife. And yep, they're just burning this woman at the stake. Until she's dead. What? Oh, we got some bullets. Oliver, I'm a rubber bullet with used round nose, steel jacket, and steel core. A relatively rare type of round. It's recommended to use it sparingly. Okay, well. Oh, and a gun. Sweet. And that woman died, and everyone just kind of wandered off. What? Well, this is the guy who stole our bottle of water. I put in the fire, she is not to burn, for she is made of clay. Wrong, all wrong. Harden she must and fall apart. What have you done, you dimwits? What? Like... oh dear, what have you done? How is it... That was no Shabanak. That was a girl, a living girl. Hope you'll find yourself in her place as soon as today. Get lost and never set foot here again. Hope you'll find yourself in her place as soon as today. Get lost and never set foot here again. Wait, where's the guy with... is it this guy? It's like burning flesh, huh? Mistake then. Gotta keep looking. Come on, fellas. Let's find the bee. Haven't combed by Backbone yet. Where's the patrol? Have you murdered them too? What is... okay, yeah. Yep, intern Saltier is, I think, determining it is time to load the firearm. Okay, we're gonna reload the gun. Can we just load all the bullets? No, apparently we cannot. Or it is loaded. Okay. So we have a gun with 5 bullets and a scalpel. Alright. So there's just roving bands of murderers on the street, apparently. Cool. That's fantastic. And apparently nobody cares. And they just literally burnt a woman alive for no apparent reason. I'm assuming they thought she was a witch or something. Oh, we have a broken heart. Oh, it's a bar. You look shocked to see me. What are we selling? Coffee. Tyrene, a strong infusion of the driven herb, boosts immunity, acts as an angelistic, restores strength during sleep. According to elder locals, critical doses of Tyrant can alter the effects of infection. Some of the effects of Tyrant are still unknown. Earrings, a beautiful antique piece. Earrings with ornates of this kind are sometimes found in the southern burial mounds. Morphine. How much is the morphine? 660. Okay, we'll buy these. Because we can probably barter that with some of the kids for info, I guess. Okay, who are you?
How's my brother? Any news on him?
Audrey Stamaton. I see the dust of my beloved capital on this man's feet. Ta-da! I bet you must have met me. The Uni. Where are you? Were you juggling knives on the table? I've had the pleasure of meeting you. The other way around, though, isn't it? In any case, I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting you. I'm Audrey. Audrey, not Peter. Don't you dare call me that. I'm quite a quarreler, and I don't want to discredit my soulmate. You won't discredit him, not in my eyes, anyway.
How's my brother? Any news on him?
Now is not a good time to talk, however important the matter. Right, I'll come by later. And we have random entertainment. Oh, I think there's actually just a little bit of boobus in that. I'm gonna continue moving on now. Yeah, there was just a tiny bit of the boobus, nude boobus, for just a hot second there. I'm gonna continue moving on. I think we'll go talk to this guy. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm like, wait, 2 hours, but yeah, I remember now. And this is the Kane, or the what is it? Sabarov estate. Well, we have a gun now. Are you who I'm supposed to be talking to?
Simon, to tame his impertinence, Earth had disgorged a monster from deep within its bowels.
Okay. The only proper way for a duel to end is with the death of one of the fighters. That's what battles are supposed to be. Any conflict that has 2 sides inevitably turns into a battle of good and evil. I never liked black and white mentality. A brutal philosophy. I'm not speaking metaphorically or metaphysically. I'm talking about a very practical, particular battle. We're one of the combatants. Bachelor Davansky, do you favor good or evil? I favor winning. Spoken like a true warrior. I only wish you victory, Bachelor. Even though I doubt there could be a victory at all in this battle. You're very kind.
Shh. Did you hear that?
I didn't. You are a brave man, Bachelor Davansky. Why? This fight is very unlikely to end in your favor. Does a claim bone man-eater leave traces of the kind you've witnessed? It's only a spell. An illusion. They just pretend to see it this way. Makes it easier for them. Fight is too big a word. I'm merely assisting Gregory in his efforts to find the murderer. So you know the details of my fight in advance. Trying to play a little coy. Okay, if you don't point at the killer by nightfall, then the killer will strike you down as well. You simply won't be able to recognize them. You won't notice them crawling up to you. Somehow, you'll be very surprised upon seeing their face, and that will leave you paralyzed. How do you know all this? I'm clairvoyant. What's the nature of your visions? This should be your primary concern at the moment. You should concern yourself with the number of minutes you have left, and that number is dwindling. I don't throw predictions around. Others will tell you how often they have come true. Do heed my words. Time will tell. Okay, so she's saying I'll be dead by tonight if I don't figure out who the murderer is. Okay, so this is not... excuse me? So here we are. Once again, no one's asking us. Got a smoke? Take a look here. Can you repair this device for me? It keeps missing the target from 3 yards away. And sharpen this blade too? Who are you? Tell me about yourself. Have you seen anything suspicious? I guess fix this? Yes. That's weird. Okay, who are you? Tell me about yourself. Me? Well, I'm a factory worker. The owner treats us like dirt, though. Well, I got me my own house. Otherwise, I would have been stuck in the husk with the rest of them. No going out, not even to buy bread. You just sit there, gawking at what you're stockpiled beforehand. They're completely off their rocker. What are you talking about? The temerity. And why? For what sins? Do we not handle the workload well enough? That might be so. But still, what are we to do now? Nah. Home is best. Feels nice to have one. I can appreciate that. So this guy fixed her knife for a tidy sum. Moreover, living as a commune is warmer. Yeah, mutual support, team spirit, all that. When you get one bite and 1,000 mouths, one gulp and 1,000 throats, support becomes irrelevant. They're starving and therefore getting weak. You don't seem to be starving here. We don't seem to be. How about you take off your big city goggles, huh? Just take a peek inside the tyranny. Turn your nose up at it in a split sec. That's where they seem to be starving, all right. The train is 2 weeks off schedule. Yeah, it works fine for them Providence squirrels. The rest of us are on their hunkers. Soggamble was the right choice. Good for them squirrels. Kindly stop shouting. Okay, so the town is going through a bit of a weird time with food. Ah, there was a back door that leads to a different house? Ah, here we go.
This Haruspex is trying to prove his innocence. It's a no-go.
Alexander Suvorov. So, I finally get to see you. Yes, you really do look like a messenger of sorrowful times. In any case, welcome to the Rod. Our meeting is quite significant in a way. Facing the changes with open eyes and taking their first blow in my duty. First blow is my duty. Okay. You think we're on the verge of an especially unhappy era? No grim events have clouded our existence since last summer. The country has cured its war wounds. Commercial communications have been repaired. Astrologists suspect nothing ill. Do you hold astrologists' opinions in high regards? Sometimes I have to. Are you an astrologist? Who I have the pleasure of speaking to, sir. The moment of the The movement of the planets has an obvious effect on our life. However, I do not think it's humanly possible to gain any profit from that. Who I have the pleasure of speaking to. I am a ruler. Australia can be very curious, but I cannot allow it to influence my decisions. I have to act according to the factual circumstances. Would you agree? Definitely.
Neither the sun nor death can be looked at without winking. Who said that?
So you've come to meet with Simon, haven't you? What can I do for you now? I was actually invited by Isidore, so I came to meet with him first and foremost, but now it turns out that the people guarding Isidore's house, no, nothing, not anymore. Why are you giving me that look as if Simon's death was my fault? I'm invited here by Isidore. He's been murdered, yes. Looks like the murderer is always one step ahead of you, doesn't it? Same one that took Simon's life, too. At least that's the conclusion suggested by the information at my disposal. Same pattern, same signature. Were there any traces? Look, I haven't been there myself. I'm quite content with interrogating suspects, since we already know who we're after. You can join the hunt, by the way. I can describe his features. Impartiality. Who is it, then? You wouldn't believe it. His own son. The fellow came back after being away for quite a while. His father had sent him to study surgery when he was but a greenhorn. Quite a lot he has learnt, huh? A wandering scholar turned it evil to the bone. All of that just to grab the inheritance. Wait, how did you figure that out? In all honesty, it's hard to explain that to an outsider like you. You believe in such a thing as clairvoyance, Bachelor? Of course I do. Well, you should get to know my wife then, or better yet, those who have already had opportunities to witness the power of her prophecies. For former doubters, first and foremost, rationalists, she's got something to say to you too, by the way. Son, specifically? What did you miss? Okay. We went around a corner into sort of a back alley area between some houses, and there was a group of like 6 people burning a woman at the stake with 2 dead cops next to her. She proceeded to be burnt to death, and then the crowd, like the cutscene ended, and the crowd, half the crowd just instantly disappeared. And the 3 people who were still there, when I talked to 2 of them, they said, "Oh no, we must have made a mistake and burnt a real woman. Oh well, we got to keep searching." I was able to loot the 2 dead cops. Yep, stay with me because I can't explain what. I looted the 2 dead cops and got a gun and 5 bullets, which are in that gun now. I looked around a little bit further. I found a bar where we ran into one of the main characters, but since I'm not supposed to meet him yet, I can't actually talk to him yet, really. And then I went to go find Simon. Because it turns out, you remember there's that Isidore guy who invited us to the town, Ika? Well, it turns out he was also murdered last night. When I got to his house, there were 2 guards guarding the front door. They told me that I couldn't go in. One of them kind of kindly explained to me what had happened to him. He'd apparently been stabbed in the chest by it sounded sort of like a tusk or some kind of like horn the size of my forearm. And they also found dust and small little imprints that look like hoof marks. They believe it was some woman whose name I did not recognize. Might have had something to do with the steps, which is where Isidore, who was a famous doctor, would go and help people sometimes. They told us that they couldn't let me into the house until I go talk to this guy, Alexander Subarov, who is in charge of the police force and generally maintaining the peace. His family is coming apart, they mentioned, but he's still very powerful and very well respected. So we came over here. I went to the wrong door and talked to his wife, who, it turns out, is also able to predict the future. She's also clairvoyant, like the other wife, or daughter, or sister, or whatever that woman was. She warned me that if by the end of the night I have not pointed the finger at the murderer would come and kill me. Yep. Yes, they are. And everyone is confirming too. You are not wrong, Echo. So then I went around to the front of the house, or the other side of the house, and now I'm talking to actual Alexander here, who so far has been telling me that, like, he's just kind of being weird and vague about predicting the future with planets. I can't remember what that's called suddenly. But yeah, he's been kind of just talking about predicting the future with planets. And then I asked him who he was, and that's where we're at now. It's kind of talking to us about him talking about how respected his wife is as being a clairvoyant. Ugh. She has predicted astrology. Yes, astrology. There you go. Astrology? Yeah, astrology. The power of the prophecies. Former doubters find a firm expression. She gets everything. So your wife called out Isidore's son specifically? Oh, he mentioned that the person they think that he says it is Isidore's son, who left to go train to be a doctor and then came back and murdered his father for the inheritance. So your wife called out Isidore's son. Not specifically, no, but all adds up. And the circumstances of Simon's death make you wonder, too. Isidore's son arrived here last night. The timing speaks against him. It even matches the time it takes to get from the crucible to Isidore's house. That's not enough. I'll have to take the investigation in my own hands. Is there anyone else who can be of help to me apart from your wife? What about the motive? Well, we know the motive. It's money. That's not enough. There are very few good analysts in our town. Everyone is more or less superstitious here, except for one Except for one Eula Luraricha, perhaps a most level-headed and reasonable person, the only person to remain skeptical about Katarina's talents, too. Without a shadow of a doubt, she has her own picture of events. She always does. What is this? What is this, Eula? Exactly the person I need. What is this, Eula? She came here with an engineering team when the town was being rebuilt. Did logistics or maybe communications, not sure. They said she's a true expert in her field. Smart, yes, a polymath. Then the team left, but she stayed. She has my respect, but not my fondness. Very well, I'll speak to this Eula. No, if your description holds any merit, she's absolutely not what I'm looking for. Very well, I'll speak to this Eula. Yeah, that's her house over there. The Tamarel. Eula Lucas's house. Okay. Anything else to say?
Neither the sun nor
With
death
Simon
can be
Heavy, what
looked
can I do
at
for you?
without winking. Who said that?
Nothing. Not anymore. Who are those people guarding Isidore's house? Those are volunteer patrolmen. We should keep around 20 of them, but I've increased the number just to 150 or so. Really? What do you need so many? There's unrest in Tyranity. If I weren't certain that Isidore's been murdered by his son, I would have even considered the crime to be politically motivated. Isidore was preparing to take over the kin and become its leader, at least according to the information I have. What is the kin? The steep people who work in the abattoir, many of the factory workmen, an ignorant. Oh, that's gonna be really loud. Hold on. Okay, turn that back down. An ignorant patriarchal pile that hasn't changed much since the Stone Age. They look human enough, but if you look closer, they're just beasts. Believe me when I'm telling you that I am not snobbish in the slightest, but there's a good reason to call them that. Air of a person untouched by civilization. Yes, Isidore has always had the air of a person untouched by civilization. I see. I don't think you're aware of the fact that Isidore came to me last night, just after he had returned. He warned me that there were some ominous events ahead of us. Because that's an unofficial warning about his upcoming takeover. So you took measures? Curious, thinking. So you took measures? Evidently, I've mobilized the patrols. I see what you're implying, Bachelor, but I'm not insane. Engineering Isidore's murder, as a matter of fact, a strong independent kin under the Isidore's rule would have been way more useful to me. Really? Why is that? Because that would weaken the power of the Honorable Vandalisk Alamiski, who pocketed the economy on the whole town. He'd rather see the kin as a dumb and speechless herd, and come to think of it, well, I'm sure you understand where I'm going with this. I do. I see. Go look in your house for a second. And then in the cabinet. Bird. It's like a pterodactyl carrying a body. Okay. Oh, Ika, you also missed. I accidentally stumbled upon some boobies. Some booba hiding out inside of a bar. Turns out the bar has a topless dancer. And it turns out that the hair they used to cover her boobie parts was not totally covering and could be seen through. So, if you want some old school 2002 nipplage, you've come to the right place. But yeah, now I have a gun. If this gun is what I think it is, or what it looks like, that actually puts us in kind of a weird time frame, because that means we're in like the late 1800s, which there's a lot of weirdness going on in this town for the late 1800s. Also, we got robbed, sort of. How to get some polygons in your booba. Yeah. We were talking to a guy, and he asked for water, and we're like, hey, we'll give you water if you give us bandages. He's like, okay. So I gave him the water, and then He, in fact, did not give us the bandage. Turn around. What am I looking for? Oh, the clothing store? Yeah, I went in the clothing store. The only thing they sold besides the needle that the other guy had. What's that weird building? Oh, this? This thing I think is just an art piece. Hold on. Yeah, I think this is just an art piece. They mentioned that I can't go in there. Or maybe I can't actually get inside of this. Oh yeah, see, this fell off. One of the conversations I had with somebody mentioned that a lot of the rich people in town, well, maybe this was an old castle or something, actually. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this must have been an old castle. I mean, technically that's not defying physics, right? I mean, it is in real life, but at least they're like physically attached and not just floating up in the air. But yeah, one of the people I talked to mentioned that a lot of the rich people in town are bringing engineers in to help rebuild the city. You'd have to have an extremely strong material for this. Yeah. It looks like there was something else on this side that broke off. Good view. But, yeah, he mentioned that the rich have been bringing in engineers to help repair the town. And even then, the tip would swing like a branch of the wind. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but he implied that maybe this is post some sort of war or something, because it sounds like a large portion of the city was destroyed. In fact, the woman we're about to go talk to apparently was brought in during the part of rebuilding the town and just didn't leave once the town was rebuilt. Hello? I come bearing questions. Oh, there she is. She looks sad.
I'm afraid it's natural. Simon was doomed.
Okay. I seem to have lost any capacity for observation. My mind is out of tune. Things no longer add up. Before, I had no trouble forming a trustworthy tessellation out of the most imperceivable contingencies. Now I simply cannot get my head around it. Could it be that I'm dying? This bear is way too thick. I think that's what causes it. When people are tired, you probably haven't slept for a while, have you? Yeah, it definitely means you're about to die. It's what happens when people are tired. You probably haven't slept for a while, have you? Oh no. Herba taverna is in blossom, I grant you, but then it blooms every year. Every year the steppe is filled with its stupefying vapors. The issue I am having, however, has nothing to do with fatigue or perplexity. It is just that I have lost my ability to make distinctive events coincide. What herb is that? Or what paranatural traits the locals ascribe to it? Tari is all heady aroma, a bunch of superstitions and remarkably little else. It has psychoactive properties after a fashion, but then so does simple wormwood. Visions caused by indigestion of belladonna or Dimson weed are much more fascinating than what Tyrian has to offer. It's a pity I'm not a botanist.
There are unseen connections looking through the capricity and tenuity that the world seems to be made of.
So you've traveled all the way here only to find that both people you wanted to see were brutally murdered. Is this how the story goes? I do hope that your visit is not in any way related to those most unfortunate circumstances. I have to find whoever it is that killed Isidore and Simon. I want to ask you for help. Whoever told me you have a gift for all manner of investigation and inquiry. I doubt I can do it on my own. Tell me plain and simple, what do you make of all this? I've yet to meet anyone who can help me in the slightest way to find the killer. Do you like Eva Yen? Do you like Eva? What has Eva Yen got to do with her? Not quite, but in any case, I hope things getting to know me will not become a problem to you. Getting to know me will not become a problem to you. Managed to find out so much about me in 1 minute's talk. Do you like Eva Yen? Very much. It wouldn't be much of a stretch to say I absolutely admire her. Weird, I expected you. She dons the mask of absent-minded promiscuity. But this pose has nothing to do with what she really is. Be happy to be friends with her. She does not understand me, and rightfully so, considering her emerence. I cannot believe my ears. Sooner or later, a prevalent believer may emerge from within her, resolving her completely in the object of her adoration. After which she will probably kill herself, but I'd rather talk no more of that. What has this got to do with anything? Why was I able to bring her up at all? You haven't mentioned her at all. What is going on?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. On my own. Why does... Okay, I can't ask her about her again. Okay. I have to find whoever's killed Isidore. Yeah. So I'm no better investigator than you. I never had a chance to search for a murderer before. Best I can offer is to fill in the blanks with whatever mysterious supernatural entity seemed not most fitting. Oh, here we go. This is the one that the guards by the house mentioned was the one responsible. Shabanak Adir is the simple man's scarecrow. I would have followed a different narrative. What's that word? The one you just said. Shabanak Adir, you mean? The steep demonology describes it as a kind of golem, belched up by the earth to punish all manners of delinquency. It is shaped as a young woman, but made of clay and exhumed bone matter. A nerving concept, is it not? Oh, that's why they were burning the woman. Is they think this thing is running around, so they just need to start burning random women, apparently. I've always suspected that primitive worldview still exists in remote corners of our country, but I couldn't imagine that would be so active. I knew you'd be exhausted by... exasperated by this discussion. Sacrifices, bovine tails, handfuls of milk teeth, and a glass beaker. You may forgive this to children and steep people, yet having the same notions reiterated by someone surrounded by books on the natural history, this must be quite vexing. How would you explain this? It is bound to irritate you even more. The tales are true. You believe that all that yourself, too. I do hyperbolize a little. Hyperbolize a little. It's beyond debate that Shabanak Adir exists. What is dubious, though, is that bovine tails and milk teeth offer genuine protection from her. Milk teeth. Which is to say, sympathetic contrivances like this may be of some use to children and people from the steppe, but are explicitly inefficacious for someone like you and me. We are too literate, too deprived of the scripture codified in ancient soil. So, am I supposed to write off a bad harvest as a sign of that steep spirits are angry now? For crying out loud, Eula, you are a mystic. Eula. So, am I supposed to write off a bad harvest as a sign that steep spirits are angry now? This woman is just getting sadder and sadder. I don't know what is going on here. We have no choice but to acknowledge the rules enforced by the steep. Try to ignore these rules, to place ourselves into the framework of advanced modernity. To no avail. You can call these demons what you want. Oh, hold on 1 second. My stepdad's calling. Probably to set up stuff for the dinner. Give me just a second. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, it was just about dinner. Yeah, basically we're just meeting up about 4, so I'll play for probably about another 30 minutes, and then we'll call it even. We have to knowledge of the rules of force, yeah, to no avail. You can call these demons what you want. You may refer to the hair eater as time if this will make you any happier. I am comfortable in more juvenile vernacular. It is what I am used to. You'll find a rational explanation for the crimes of this man-eater by the evening, if you help me, of course. You're repeating something that Isidore had once told me, almost word for word. By the way, I find his murder far more infuriating than Simon's. I could kind of see that. It's weird that they keep implying we know Isidore personally. Like he's a friend of ours or something, but at the same time, there's been no mention of that. I don't know. It's kind of strange. I will find a restful explanation for the crimes of this man-eater by the evening, if you help me, of course. In this case, I would suggest that Simon was poisoned. By the Khans, I would have thought, but I know their family all too well. Their mutual loyalty is only rivaled by their arrogance towards anyone who is not one of them. They hold the priestly sage who stands at the head of their family in the highest esteem. They believe that a single dishonorable act will tarnish their name for generations to come. I doubt any of them would have stooped to this, no matter whether they wanted to or not. But they did. But did they want to do it? I mean, poisoned. How did you come to this conclusion? I don't believe you understand what he died in focus really implies. Do you know what the Khans refer to as focus? You don't seem to grasp the semantics of the term. These are the canes for you. These kinds of innuendos are their forte. Well, what is the focus then? Focus is anything but an abstraction. Quite the opposite, in fact. It's governed by mathematically rigged regularities. You see, no one but the owner of a focus may get inside. This can only mean that Simon had brought the killer with him, or rather, within him, since no physical object may be brought into focus either. How do you know that? Who doesn't? The Canes are notoriously passionate about all manners of synthetic anomalies. They will never pass upon the opportunity to devise a Kunststock that would allow them to warp space, challenge physics, or manipulate optics metaphysically. A focus can be compared to a camera obscura. Do note that the name is not unfitting. No, it is entirely impossible for someone to get inside. What is happening? This is not at all what I signed up for. A curious conclusion, but an incorrect one. Simon was disfigured and bleeding. His bones were broken. And you're not allowed to eat or drink, but that makes one suspect foul play in regards to Isidore's death. He had been stabbed, after all. An incorrect one. Simon was disfigured and bleeding. His bones were broken. Is that so? Well, this does induce a different perspective. Did you say Isidore was the last person to see Simon? The question is, who did he see before? The sun had not yet set when Isidore returned from the steppe. However, he came to Simon well after midnight. The question naturally rises. Where did he spend the missing few hours? How do you know all that? I think you still fail to grasp the entirety of your predicament. Rumors spread like wildfire here. One of the children saw Isidore come home. They were waiting by the entrance, eager to hear a step story or two. So the perception of Isidore's son is based on the testimony of a child? That is what Sabra claims. Was Isidore seen with Sabaruv by any chance? He was. He warned Sabra of an upcoming storm. I don't know, but Sabra interpreted his upcoming as an omen. This is coming as an omen of upcoming unrest among the workers. He was warned Sabra of an upcoming storm. All right, let me suggest then that while he was in the steppe, he saw or learned something that he wanted to report to all three ruling families. In this case, either of the Olmowski family should have been on his itinerary, especially since Baraka was one of their own men. Really? Definitely. The Bull Project, from the Abator to the railway, is ruled by the Olmowski family. If Isidore's discovery had anything to do with the kin, Isidore would have certainly relayed it to Vlad. So do make sure to pay a visit to the Lump. That's the name of the Omlosky Mansion. Another fitting name, wouldn't you agree? Thank you, Eula. What would I do without you? Oh my god. So, I had no idea what to expect coming into this. But, oh boy. This is a lot, team. This is a lot. Alright. You got anything else to talk about?
I'm afraid it's natural.
Tell me plain and
Science
simple.
do.
What do you think make of all this? Here to find the... Meet anyone who can help me in the slightest way to find the killer. Not quite, but in case I'm... Do you find out so much about me in 1 minute's talk? Not quite, but in any case, I hope that getting to know me... Okay. I mean, this is... Yeah, this is some weird stuff. I feel like I feel like there's context missing from my lack of living in this universe. That not only am I a person not from this town, but I am not from this dimension, and thus things are very different. Wow, frozen mother nature. This is the guy I tried to give. Why don't you drink from the river then? Only lowly animals dirty of image drink from the river. Us proud men deserve to drink spring water. It is brought here in barrels, but they're often empty. I'd get it from there, but I'm out of bottles. I'd drink straight out of a fountain, but I'm gonna faint. The air here is too spicy. I'm barely walking as it is. Local herbs are in the gloom this time of year. Got an abattoir in the town. What is it? So you've got an abattoir in the town. What is it? You're a lonely animal, dirty of image too. Drink from the river. So you've got an abattoir? It is with great trepidation that I set about to answer your question, Professor. The abattoir has been here since nothing else was, and mark my word, here it will remain when nothing else does. For 'tis all vanity of vanities, and all vanity. All is vanity. Why trepidate? What? Why trepidate? Everything comes from uncertainty and confusion, Professor. The abattoir instills fear, for what it is, if not a temple of death. An operational one, mind you, unlike the town cathedral on Brigand Square. Operational? Hundreds of bulls are being slaughtered there. What else is there to know? It is our humble town that provides the whole northeastern region with beef. Even the whole country, mayhap. How many poor bull souls does it take to stuff the belly of a country that has millions upon millions of citizens, huh? Your honorable river obviously also supplies the whole country with water. A lot. Your humble river obviously also supplies the whole country with water. That's a lot of vanity. Yeah, I mean, that's quite, what? Square roots, tri-roots? Would it be a tri-root? Alright, I guess we'll go talk over here in the Lump. I guess. So we're gonna go back up to the river's edge, basically. A cube? Oh, is a 3 a cube? Is it? Or I thought cube is cube 4. Was it 4? I thought he said vanity 3 times. Have I talked to one of these little kids? I've heard so much about you. Oh, your pockets, pumpkin. What's up? You too. Look, cheerful. That's a good sight. What's up? Are you really playing hide and seek with a man-eater? What man-eater? You shouldn't be running around unsupervised. What man-eater? The one that ate Grandpa Simon? Chance to confirm that firsthand. Don't be silly. Why else would everyone say that there's not a single piece left of him? No one says that to me. Cube is 3? Oh, okay. That's what it's called then. Alright. Hello? The heck? I hit like a pocket of hard air. Yeah, there's just like a weird pocket of hard air right there. Odd. I'm gonna do some... Oh, I can't go into the river. Okay, never mind. Can't jump over this. Interesting. So the rumors from the kid is that his body was not, in fact, broken. That he's just gone. So maybe he isn't dead. Maybe he's in hiding, trying to... Like, he knew trouble was coming because he was warned by Isidore. So maybe he's kind of faking his own death in an attempt to figure out what's going on. Oh, we got a needle. Nice. Apparently we can trade that to the children. Going in the right direction, we are. Okay. I also got my gat. Got my Webley. I think that's a Webley. Yeah, the grooves on the side I think are specifically a Webley thing, but... Wait, why is this kid running from me? I can't... I think I'm slowly catching her. Kid, I need you to stop. I've got to interrogate you. I have a gun. I'll wing you. I'll kneecap you. You'll never join the track team in high school. Kiss the Olympics goodbye. Stop! Stop! I need to talk with you crazy running teens. No, they just refuse to talk to me. Even when I'm close enough now to... She's highlighted, it won't let me talk to her. I guess I am at a trot. I'm not even walking. I assumed I was walking in the first place. Is this the lump? This is the lump. So what are the chances that this guy's wife is also a clairvoyant? Pretty good, I'm guessing, right? Clothes, drugs. What's this? Morphine. Painkiller, yeah. Rations. We got some water left and other. Okay. 100%? Yeah, you're probably not wrong. That's a... Oh, yeah, here, these are water... Oh, these are water fountains. Great. Oh, hello. Oh, you're in the opening title scene. You must be important. Where's your dad?
I feel a current in my veins.
A what? Look at all this. If only my dear mother was alive, she'd take the reins of power in her hands. Even father would listen to her. But who is it to take care of us now? Not Katerina. That's for sure. The mistress is too exhausted. Your mother? What was she? You don't know? My mother was a Mistress Victoria. I was named after her. Well, I had gotten her power along with her name. Oh! No one would be trying to crawl underground out of fear now. People calling to Simon so much because they've forgotten what true protection is like. Why don't you believe in Katerina's power? Katerina is scared like a child herself, and I also think she's being tricked. Yes, her prophecies come true just like it's always been. But they are becoming more and more noisy. Every word she utters comes across as a metaphor. Can she really predict the future? She sees the vague features. She always speaks the truth, just like a true mistress ought to. I see.
I feel a current in my veins.
I have a terrible headache, but it'll pass soon. Quinine can help if you don't have anything better. Okay. So there was implications that apparently her mother was a clairvoyant, but has passed away. So I think I think you could call that. That's 100%er. Oh, it's this guy. Oh, what is this? Is this one of the kin, I'm guessing? More chessboards. People around here really like their chessboards. Oh, look at this what is it? Vosmarat. No, what is the? I can't remember the type of vampire he is. A Nosferatu. Look at this Nosferatu looking guy.
The girl is fine, but the boy's unbearable.
Ah, Bachelor Donsky, of course. Who else could be so dapper? I've heard quite a lot about you. Have you taken a look around? Be sure to check the state of the industry around here. We have our own ways. How curious. And what is the current state of your industry? Come on, it's a complicated establishment with 1,000 years of history. Special approach is required to control such a colossus. See where I'm getting at, emissary? But no, such business always leave room for improvement. It would be pointless to object. See, you're not really seeing eye to eye. The project is special, very special. That means common standards do not apply here. That would be very naive. You've probably mistaken me for someone else. I have nothing to do with your enterprise. We'll come back to that.
Someone will have to be punished for this sin.
Okay. Yes, getting everything back on track won't be an easy task. I'd like to inquire about the fate of my colleague, Isidore Baraka, about the manner of his death, to be precise. How do you think Simon died? Isidore came to see you last night. Don't try to deny it. So what if he did? I'm also aware of what you two have been talking about. All I want to know is why he left to see Simon afterwards. What were you two talking about? Business, my curious friend. Purely business. I have no interest in other subjects. It's nothing to do with you, and with that I bid you. Where's behind you? The big one. I'll find out the truth anyway. Okay, so this guy is definitely not wanting to interact with me. It's interesting, he's got this giant, I don't know, art of this guy? Maybe a lost son or something? Okay. Well, I talked to him and it didn't do me any good. The 50-year-old Valesk is his house father. It's called Vlad the Heavy by the locals for his bad temper. Wait, do I need to go? Well, they're saying that's still what my last... I guess I'll try talking to him again. For his bad temper, sure. Try won't be an easy task.
Specs is the Ripper? Funny.
By the manner of his death, to be precise. How do you think Simon died? I don't think he was murdered. How could he who have craved monarchy not perish? Couldn't, not in this place. Balance requires equilibrium. So Simon's course of action contradicted yours? So what you're saying is Simon's death worked in favor of the local hotshots, huh? Action contradicted yours? Come on now. What I'm saying is, when someone takes too much upon themselves, they always end up ground down. That's how life works. Yet they say Simon was the one to bend the circumstances, not the other way around. No one seems to doubt that. But there were signs of an otherworldly visitor that night, weren't there? Was the one to bend the circumstances, not the other way around. No one seems to doubt that. Simon has lived a very long life. Very long. He was a worthy man. Long doesn't mean eternal, does it? No one is to blame for his death. Examine the body. You'll see for yourself. It just happened. Okay, well, let me examine the body. Well, that is temporary. A family tradition. He's not lying to you. He truly believes Simon was murdered. Were he to admit that Simon simply died of death, he'd probably go to his last home himself. The shock would be too much for the man. That's strange. Gregory Kane didn't appear sentimental to me. Oh, I see.
The girl is fine.
The fate of my colleague. What are you implying? What is this manner you're talking about? Be so kind as to mind your own manners. I had nothing to do with it. Don't they say Isidore was murdered by a steep demon? Shabanak Adir? There was that thingy, a talon that they fished out from the wound. I can take this from kids and weirdos, but you, a respectable negotiant? Right, a demon. Why didn't I think of it straight away? It was so obvious. Kids and weirdos, but you, a respectable negotiant. Harder to believe, isn't it? It's used to be hard for many. Take my boy, for example, a scoffer if I've ever seen one, and now even he believes it's real. He went off his head a bit. You're in the steep now. Esteemed sir. Eastern and backwards. The dead rise from their graves here. Clay dummies dance, and bulls talk. Does he know the steep well, that son of yours? And how do we catch this creature? There must be a way, right? I have no idea. I'm not a steep man. These animals are only as interesting to me as they are productive. All's good as long as the plow is pulled. As for how they quacking among themselves, well, who would seriously take interest in that? Why was I cursed with a son like this? Oh, my sins, my grave sins. So your son bears little semblance to you. He rubs elbows with the rabble, the butchers, ognagi, shepherds, and gatherers, learns their tongue, collects their legends. He doesn't keep them in check at all. They even dare to come visit him within the premises of the town. If you see a worm creeping through the streets, he's definitely looking for my son. What's wrong with them visiting him within the premises of the town? They're dangerous, they're aggressive, and they hate everyone. Who's an esteep person? They'll jump you and kill you on the spot. They'll tear you up with their teeth and devour your flesh while you're still throwing fists at them. So if they're spotted within the town, countermeasures are taken. That doll face thing was called. Yeah. I'm guessing that's one of these steep people, and that's why they were kind of hidden out in the middle of the night. He rubs elbows with the rabble, which doesn't keep them in. There to visit with the premises of town. If you see a worm creeping through the street, yeah. Tear him up with their teeth, yeah. So what of your son? Perhaps he could tell me more about this creature. So your son knows who the murderer is? We've even given shelter to them. So what of your son? Perhaps he could tell me more about this creature? Hold your horses. You want to talk to my blockhead? No, you have nothing to talk about. He's not here, thankfully. I don't want you two to meet. You heard me. These are tradesmen's words, and I'll stick to them. We'll leave it at that. Yes, undoubtedly. Oh, we got a note in our... I don't know. Well, we got a note, but I don't know... I think that's basically it, right? What else?
No.
Guess it will be hard. Okay. This is a very strange house. Oh, I could sleep. Okay. No, we're not sleeping at this guy's house. As funny as that is, no. Okay, so... yeah, what is my... a little hungry, immunity's fine, health is fine. Getting kind of exhausted, no infection. Okay. What's your deal, homie? Hey, homie. I need to talk to you. Or not. I guess you're not going to let me talk to you. I cannot talk to this thing. Alright. So... we kind of need to go talk to his son? Oh, maybe I can follow him. You're not wrong. That's a good suggestion. Someone running, it'd probably be for his son. Yeah. We are heading, I think, in the general direction of... I've lost... Yeah, we are running in the general direction of where the steep people are supposed to be hanging out, so... Ah, the bricked up building. That would explain a few things. Oh, what the... Okay. It just turn around and jump me. You found me here? Oh, well, I'm not surprised. I suppose you're not too much to be surprised the fact that everyone knows about you either. The rumor of your arrival spread like fire. Why have you come? Well, this is Vlad the Younger, so he did lead us here, but then he immediately jumped us, too, for no apparent reason. So, alright, I guess. Alright. So we'll talk to this guy, and then we'll probably call it, because I have to go to dinner. Alright, I've come for some sightseeing. A particular incident yesterday by the spleen. The children were playing in the mud as usual, but then suddenly they ran away from the sandbox, and the parents noticed that their hands were smothered in blood. However, none of them were wounded. Neither were any of them surprised. What's the solution to the puzzle? When the worried adults came to the place where the children had been playing, they found nothing unusual there, only sticks and stones. What do you make of it? Their children play peculiar games. On nothing special. They probably dug out a dead cat. Like to meet a person of a spectacle mind. I'm Lasky Olimsky, the younger one, of course, and you are, of course, Daniel Danosky. Nice to meet you.
What?
That's right. I have news for you that should prove to be of interest. You should be looking for the killer, right? I'm listening. I'll have to briefly explain a few things to you. Have you already been told what the termitory is? I would like to hear you describe it. The termitory is a huge bunkhouse where the Bull Project workers live. Although living is the wrong term for it. They nest. They're nesting as a commune with a rather simple way of life. It could, without reservation, be called savage. What is the Bull Project? It is the whole industrial system of this town, from the arbiter to the goods station. Would you care to listen to as to why I wanted to see you in the first place? Very much so. Please go ahead. Let's get to the point then. A case of pointless, aimless unrest has occurred in the hive mind's nest. The workers there are prone to lashing out from time to time like beasts frightened by a storm. They rage, they howl, they gnaw at one another. An unsightly image of a mass uprising. What does this have to do with Simon's murder? And that's exactly what's going on there right now, isn't it? Precisely. Why are you telling me this? Riots occurred in the terminoid several times before. The mom goes crazy for a few days, then they calm down just as unexpectedly. All of them at once. The sudden calm is just as void of reason as the unrest that had set them agog previously. Having a certain experience with the kin, we simply block the entrance to this zoo off until the riot defeats itself. What is this kin? Kin is, well, doesn't matter. It's hard to explain. The whole so-called society, the many-headed biology. Very well, let's get back to the subject. We usually lock them up beforehand. The evidence of upcoming outbreak of mass lunacy becomes obvious in advance. Dorotai's father superior informs us of it. But Father Taichik has recently passed. A curious coincidence, don't you think? Mass anarchy? Anyway, a member of the kid managed to run off into the town while we were busy taking measures. How did he die? You think he is the killer? I think you and I can help each other, Doctor. You're looking for the killer, and I'm sure it is a runaway butcher. That all of a half-man suits him very nicely. The Canes claim that Simon had not been killed by a human hand, don't they? And our family doesn't need unnecessary unrest in the town. This butcher can babble devil knows what. His mind is most likely clouded with insane ideas. I feel like Every time it has some new terminology that's capitalized, it doesn't get explained enough. Yeah, not even a little bit. So he'd rather he kept mum about what is happening inside. Why is your family so concerned about public order? Because we are rulers. It has nothing to do with clarity, trust me. We are in charge of production, after all. If the unrest becomes serious, the factories will stop. The project will start failing, and we have contracts. We would lose money. I'm surprised I have to explain this. Spread unrest among those already scared townsfolk with his words, right? Where do I look for this runaway butcher? He is most likely being harbored in a suspicious house. That is the crude sprawl. Yes, my father is a man of rather hard-handed disposition and quick-tempered to boot. Finds out that crude sprawl is concealing a fugitive, he will make a mess. Pointless brutality serves no one. I'm looking for peace rather than blood, I'm telling you. I thought you treated native people. I'll do my best to make sure you're right. Show me the house. Gladlander is more than eager to get rid of some beast-like troublemaker. I wonder what the creatures who murder would not be considered a crime looks like. Okay. Okay, yeah, we were down here. Wow, this is getting crazy. Okay. Anything else?
Katerina thinks Clara is a messenger from heaven. Yeah, right.
So how it all turns out. I used to keep this place secret, but all these secrets seem to be so childish now. Now tell me, did Isidore visit you last night? Tell me the truth, please. Yes, Isidore did pay me a visit, but don't ask what we talked about. I have no right to share that with you. Determine whether you and I become friends or enemies. That is because that would make you betray your father, isn't it? Yes. It seems it's better to put the cards on the table with you. So far, you're coming across as a very smart person. I've talked to my father already. What do you know? Everything. Almost everything. All I want to know is where you come into play. Nothing, but I'm counting on your conscience. I'll find the whole truth out anyway, sooner rather than later. Almost everything. The play. Isidore said, note that I'm merely retelling it second-handed. He said that there's an epidemic in the Steeps camp. An outbreak of Tarbagan sickness, perhaps. The plague, that is. Father has issued an order to lock the territory up to prevent the infection from getting in. Wait, what? Hold on. Isidore said, note that I'm merely retelling second-hand. He said there's an epidemic in the Steep camps. An outbreak of Tarbagan sickness, perhaps. The plague, that is. Father has issued an order to lock the territory up to prevent the infection from getting in. So I guess that means that the steep people who live outside of the termitary might give the sickness to the steep people who live and work inside the termitary. Now, what are you so afraid of that can't conceal this? I don't understand. You did the right thing. Do you think Isidore had already been infected when he spoke with you? What are you so afraid of that would conceal this? Do you think Isidore had already been infected when he spoke with you? He was wrapped up in a cloth and smelled of alcohol. He said that these were preventive measures. But I still think he could have done all that just to convince me, after failing to convince my father. It was idiotic of me to fall for it. He could have already been infected when he visited Simon. But why? He staged a coup in the kin. Isidore had been resigned from internal kin business a long time ago. He passed his share of particular power. And this power is very special. It's sacred like the power of a house father. His power used to be considerable. Anyway, he passed it on to another person. So there's only been a hailing since then. Now he decided to come back and let Simon know straight away, right? And if the rumors of the plague are true, we need to warn Reuben. It's very urgent. He's about to examine Simon as soon as the period of time required by the Canes passes. But where is he? I have no idea. Where is he staying? I don't know. There's a secret dissecting room in one of the warehouses, but no one knows where exactly. He used to live mostly in the steep, sometimes sleeping in the termitory or at Laura Lord Ravel's shelter? He's not there. I know that for sure. He went away to mourn his master. What would he have done if you were him? I would have resigned myself and left the place for good. My investigation is over. I'd wait for him at the Canes. It's simple. I'd check every warehouse, of course. Perhaps I'd find something. Wait. More Reuben. Very urgent. He's about to examine Simon as the period of the time expired when the Canes passes, but... Yeah, I don't know. There's a secret discovery room in one of the warehouses, but no one knows where exactly. He used to live mostly in the steep, sometimes sleeping in the terminal. He's not there. I know that for sure. He went away to mourn his master. What would you have done if you were him? I resigned myself and left the place for good. Which is over. I'd wait for him at the Canes. It's simple. I'd check every warehouse, of course. Perhaps I'll find something. Wait for him at the Canes. I'd check everywhere else, of course. Perhaps I'd find something. So did he mark the warehouses? No. Building 3, the butchering room, the boiler room, old factory, the long... Sounds great. Reuben's... Oh, wait. What's this? Reuben's Prosectorium. Okay. Not can reside. Railway station. Okay.
Don't tell me that's not what you were expecting.
Anything of... It's known that Simon had his social activity just before his departure. He only received 2 visitors. Know nothing of the first. The second was none other than Isidore Barca. The fact that he was killed the same night makes you think, doesn't it? Exactly. Delighted with Isidore, were they? The killer took out the witness? Or an accomplice? Isidore was a complicated man. I've told you about his position in the kin. He used to be a very well-respected person there. And I can't say everyone liked him. Why would a doctor kill someone? Isidore wasn't a doctor. He was more of a herbalist. He never studied medicine. All his recipes were about plants and roots, so to speak. He was knowledgeable, true, a sorcerer, if you will, but a very different one from Simon, an earthen sorcerer. Never heard that Simon used to be a sorcerer before. That's a lie. We know for a fact someone has mentioned that. Simon was a theurgist. Isidore was a witch doctor. You think Isidore, the witch doctor, had managed to achieve the unachievable? A possible theory, but rather questionable. I'll start speaking your tongue myself soon. And you think Isidore, the witch doctor, had managed to achieve the unachievable? Why is this guy's real tall? Okay, we've got an old well. I can go up here, but it's got barbed wire. Okay, so I guess I need to go search the warehouse? Oh, I can sleep here. I'm not going to right this second, but... let's see, was it T? What happens? These people must live. Okay, so this is the bond. Georgia came in. Audrey. Andre. Peter. We haven't met them. Maria. Ian. And Mark Immortal. So she's just calling for mostly the Canes to survive. What is that? Oh, this is the plague finder thing. Whoa. Alright. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay, here's the... The local authorities have sealed off his house. Oh, okay, so this is the whole breakdown. Can you use that plague finder to see if he's infected? Oh, yeah, I guess maybe? Doesn't look like it. Or there's no change to indicate that he's infected. Let's see. As of today, my mission remains obscure. Today's quest. Make sure that your foundation monitor. However, even if it's undying left forever, figure out the most effective approach. Take me interest in convince him to help him break the ground on the field. Okay. Find out who killed Dennis and Kane, the man whose own family may not want more than I do. And if having a desire to punish the murderer to eradicate them. Associate, my selfless advisor. The last person seeing him alive, I wasn't kindness, I would never. All the reason to save my pursuit with him. I was murdered. Head of this family. Some control of the processing regular law and order in the town. So it was one of the 3 families that governed the town, and it was the person taken after discovery of a body. If this is generally capable of rational thought, then she was went the murder by nightfall. The majority of her contemporaries in this town. There are those who would believe that if I am unable to pinpoint the murderer by nightfall, then I'm destined to become the next victim. My encounter with death is so inevitable, then I should prepare myself for it. As ludicrous as it may be, the thought sends chills down my spine. Following in Isidore's wake, certain that the trail of his footsteps will lead me to the crucible. There's also doubt in my mind that Isidore was well acquainted with each and every family in power, but it was Ogmoski that held Isidore's leash. Relationship rooted in unbreakable familial loyalty. Is it with the Ogloskis that I must make my next destination? A cunning lot, aren't they? The older Ogloski does his best to avoid my mention of his household. When I asked him what his son was doing, the honorable stock breeder momentarily lost his temper. I think that was the son knows just as much as his father, and will be easier to get him talking. But where can I find him? Investigation of the double murder has introduced a few additional considerations. Highly possible that Simon died to some unfamiliar disease. Stocka Rubin, the town medic, should be warned at once. If he touches the body, he may contract whatever diseases still remains there. Exhibits a generally traditional kind of faithful piety, pursuing some projects of his own. One way or another, he is determined to get rid of the beast-like troublemaker. I wonder what the creature whose death has no legal consequence looks like. Okay, so it looks like we still got to figure out where Stockan Rubin is, and then warn him to not search the body of save. Okay, yeah, we got that one. Okay. Let's do that. Quit. All right, so seems like next time what basically we're going to be doing is we've got 2 things we need to worry about. We've got to find the town doctor to stop him from doing an investigation on the guy's body who could be infected with this new disease. And second, we need to find this murderer beast man thing, one of the kin or steep people or whatever who's running around, and figure out what's going on with him. Which could also be bad because if he is a steep person running around, he could be spreading this new disease around to people also. It's interesting that in the description for this learning module, it said the town had already been fallen a disease, but there seems to be no indication of that yet. It's actually more of you show up in town and then a disease breaks out and you've got to figure out what's going on and how to stop it, which is interesting. There is a lot of stuff going on here. I'm not sure how to describe all of it. It's way more magic and supernatural. A lot of reading, yeah. There's a ton of reading. I mean, obviously that's not everyone's cup of tea, and I don't mind it too much. I mean, the beginning of Dead State had a ton of reading and stuff too. And I mean, this is our first time through, right? So a lot of reading. I like it. Okay, that's good. Good. Lesme herbs. But yeah, like I mean, obviously this is also our first time trying, which means we have to learn literally every single thing. And this learning module is just full of stuff that does not relate in real life terms or in terms anybody really would know, at least locally, right? Like trying to figure out what the different foods do, the different medicines do, and we don't even know how most of that stuff works yet. I have a gun, which is cool, but I only got 3 bullets left for it, I think. There's a lot of terminology, obviously, we're not familiar with, and I'm wondering how much of that is translation, because I know this is a game that was made by like a Eastern European company originally. So I'm wondering how much of this is like local folklore that if I was from that area, I would know, and how much of it is stuff that just is stuff they made up that is unknowable except to them. Like if this was made by a company in America, or like I guess the US, would this be a lot easier to translate because all this stuff would be based off real stuff? Like, would the Termitarian actually be like the slaughterhouse or something? And that's just what they're calling it? Is it's just a different term? Is it like a translation thing or what? Obviously the polyhedron, that is obviously another thing that does not translate in any kind of way. I think that one's meant to be magical, though. But I can tell, it seems like that's based even on what the people there are talking and saying about it. I think that's just a magical thing that they've invented specifically for this. I don't think that's something we should already know about. I'm liking it so far. I don't know if it's gonna stay that way. I'm curious to see. I feel like this could have a turn where it goes from being fair and reasonable to incredibly unfair and in an unfun way. Where like timings start getting wonky, or like I said, we've already been kind of robbed once where a guy asked for a bottle of water in exchange for bandages. So we gave him the bottle of water, but we couldn't make him give us the bandages. So I don't know. I did like the 2 DM kind of fourth wall breaking guys who showed up right at the beginning. The like vague actor mask and the doctor mask both being like, I think the bachelor is supposed to be more fair than the other guy you could pick. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting then. All right. I mean, the other guy seems like he's supposed to be a little bit more on the magical side of medicine. Like this is the stereotypical like college trained doctor, whereas the other guy is more of like a herbalist, like they were saying, a herbalist witch doctor, kind of something in that line guy. Because the way they were describing him when I looked at his character portrait seemed to imply he kind of was like reading the bones and or like the, what did they call it, reading the the chicken organs to tell the future sort of thing. So it seems like he maybe has medical training, but more on the other side of it, like what do you call that? There's a term for it where you talk about more of local medicine style, like shamanistic, more of a shamanistic kind of thing. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll pick it back up next week. Should be regular time as far as I know. 3. Usually we start at 3 and run to about 6. Today we had to start early because I had other plans. Stuff comes up. Otherwise, Tuesday we will continue our playthrough of Dark Devotion. We got a little ways into that after we finished up. We finished up Dark Souls and we started Dark Devotion. Very interesting. It's a little bit of a learning curve. The dodging and stuff is good. The attacks are a little wonky, and the kind of the roguelike elements are kind of interesting. We'll definitely, it'll take some, we'll see how far we can get in a night, and that'll kind of help us determine if it's something I'm going to be able to finish or something we might give maybe a good, like, 10 weeks to, and then we move on to something else. And then, of course, we've got Dead State Reanimated Thursday. We are in the challenge dungeon portion now. We've got a big challenge that's just fight through floors of a hotel, and then after that, we're basically done until more drama happens, which seems to be like there is a little bit more drama to happen between where we're at and the end. We're on day like 67 of 80, and we've got some implications of some more drama to come, so that'll be good. Of course, follow us over on Twitter, at Hillbrook Inc. on Twitter, the YouTube repository, Raven Hillbrook Inc. They have links in the chat and links on the info page, and the Discord, of course. Links in the chat and on the info page. Come join the Discord, hang out, read the look at the hilarious memes being posted. What else? I think that's about it. We do not do a what did we learn on our horror streams on the Saturday stuff. There is a chance, not next week, but the week after that, I might start moving the start times up a little bit. Instead of 5:30, maybe moving them up to like 4. But I'm not 100% sure on that yet. I'll have to figure out how my schedule is going to be. But as of right now, tentatively, I would say that not Monday or not this coming Tuesday, not the like the 7th, or I guess it'd be the 8th, but the week after that, on like the 15th or whatever, there is a chance I'm going to move the start time up from 5:30 to 4, just to give myself a little bit more time to try to punch through these modules. Some of them are turning out to be longer than I was expecting. But Ika, I appreciate you stopping by. Board members, I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Hope you come back, see us again, give us the likes, the subscribes, the follows, all that stuff always helps out. Working towards that affiliate. Let's see. Have a nice time, Tiltier. Thank you, Ika. I think that's about it. And remember, if you need a well-thought-out solution, you need a thinking solution. Raven Hillbrook Inc. Thinking Solutions. I am Intern Tiltier, and I'm going to go ahead and clock out for the weekend. See you back on Tuesday, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.